So Paris Legion certainly showed us why they are here right now. They have given us an incredible show to start the day. Of course, it is day one here at the Call of Duty League playoffs, and it's all about this beautiful trophy. Who is going to be taking this home at the end of champs? This is what we're playing for. But you know, I've got some hard players as well joining me on the desk. I have some amazing gentlemen here. I've got Pac-Man and Nameless. Nameless, it is so good to see you. I am so happy right now that you're joining us. We missed you, didn't we, Pac, right at the beginning?
Missed the duo, bro. Welcome back.
You know, I'm here now. We're going to have a fantastic time throughout the rest of the playoffs and champs. I'm very excited to join everybody. Got the new camera set up. I'm looking good. The stream's looking good. And we had a good match to kick things off. So I'm very excited.
I like it, and you keep it, you keep it truthful here. There's no beating it around the bush with you. I like it. You are looking good, and so are you, Pac, and it's lovely to have both of you here. Now, we did see an amazing show before we went to the break. So Paris Legion and Seattle Surge. Paris taking that one right to the end of the line. Surge unfortunately go home pretty much empty-handed here. It's been quite an up and down season for them. But we move on to our second game in playoffs, and that of course is OpTic Gaming versus the Guerrillas. It's the Battle of Los Angeles, people. And I just want to start this discussion off by talking about OpTic Gaming, because Pac-Man, I'm coming to you. Of course, you do know these guys and kind of what they've been through this season. And we have seen a little bit of an improvement coming forward from this squad, and just in time, thank goodness. But do they have a ceiling? You know, where is their limit right now? We've seen them take down Chicago, but where's their peak at right now? Do you think they're going to run into a few teams that they're really going to struggle against here?
I mean, I definitely think they'll run into teams that they'll struggle with, but I'm not sure that we know this roster's peak. We know that these players have championship caliber, like TJ, Auster, Slasher, Kenny, championship caliber players. They can get back to that point. We just don't know if they're there. Draws has been phenomenal. Howell's been really solid. We don't know this team's peak. That's the scary part. I do feel like we're going to see them make a run at this champs. They put up the average placing. I've seen Austin do really well at champs. Kenny do really well at champs. These guys are proven players at the big tournaments.
Absolutely, and I think with OpTic Gaming, it's been really tough because I think they've come into it obviously as the new OpTic. There's a lot on their shoulders. There's a lot of pressure here. And Nameless, do you think that this OpTic Gaming roster has a chance right now to prove people wrong, to be able to come back from maybe like a really pretty bad season to begin with, especially what they had coming into it, but to be like, hey, this is actually what we're about. This is the team, and we can do this.
Yeah, you know, if there was a team that, I'd put my money on that's starting in losers round one to make a run, it'd be OpTic Gaming. I think we just saw some great moments out of players like Draza and Hollow coming into the team. And, when you hear the other teammates speak about these players, they're not just running around getting kills. They're also communicating very well, and they're bringing that leadership aspect to the team as well. So that's very important for a run in losers bracket of a tournament like champs. You need to be composed. You need to have that experience, and you need to play consistent throughout every single match. So if they're bringing that teamwork and that intensity, and you get some step up performances out of Kenny and TJ, they can do it. And if there is a team to do it in round one, it's them.
Absolutely. Well, we do have a matchup ahead of ourselves, but we have some individual matchups as well. I just want to take a look right now at two individual players on these teams who might come head to head against each other. It's Slasher versus Blast here. Two incredible individuals, and looking at their KDs right now, matching up pretty nicely. Pac-Man, what can you kind of notice here about these two players and why they actually make a huge difference on their teams?
I mean, they're the AR players for the team, and they've just been incredibly consistent the last couple of months. Even Blast, who normally doesn't have those consistent performances, he's been doing really well for himself. He's proven that he can compete at the highest level consistently, and that's great for him. We know what we see from Slasher. We know what we expect from him. We expect him to be one of the best ARs around the league consistently, and I think that he's been doing that as the team's been improving.
Yeah, I think honestly, like from looking at the way that LAG play, I'm always seeing Blast popping up. I'm always seeing him being consistent, being super talented. Like you said, we know what Slasher can do. Nameless, when it does come to Blast on the Guerrillas, what do you see from this individual? How far can he go with this team? And is he going to try and push them maybe to get a little bit further than I think some people think they're going to do?
I think it needs to be a collaborative effort on the side of the Guerrillas. Yeah, Blast individually, he's been playing well, right? Better than we've seen him in the past. But the rest of the guys need to kick it into gear as well, right? Like he needs his teammate in Saints to be a Slayer in Respawn and Hardpoint. Saints needs to get going, and on the back of that, you got to get Decimate, Blast, and Aqua to also start putting up big performances. So it needs to be every single player on this team stepping up, because in Respawn they've been terrible, right? Like their domination Hardpoint has not been great. They have a good search and destroy roster, and they've put together some wins there, but without Respawn, you're not going to win. So they got to put it together there.
You got to get it together, folks, okay? Nameless has said it. Let's head right now to the Game Fuel keys to victory. We're starting off with OpTic Gaming LA. Nameless, I know you worked tirelessly to get these fantastic keys to victory to us. So.
Did you like the last ones in the last series? I thought that they were solid. You say myself.
Hey, bro, look, they're always solid. They're always solid.
Thank you. For OGLA, you needed an improved and focused SMG duo out of TJ Halley and Kenny. They're both below the 0.9 mark in their last home series. Obviously, that's not what they want. And you're seeing players like Hollow, Slasher, Draza all perform well. If these guys step it up, this team can be great. Like when they made it to a final, both of them were slaying in Hardpoint. They both had nearly a 1.0 KD, and they were doing their thing, right? So I expect these guys who have experience at COD Champs, have experience winning tournaments, to step up to the plate and Respawn to get them over the edge, because you need to all be frying to make a loser's bracket run. I've done it before. Every single player needs to be on point. It's so difficult, and you don't have any margin for error.
Get the pans out, people. It's frying time, baby. Let's head right now to the Game Fuel keys to victory for Los Angeles Guerrillas. Nameless, what have you got down here, pal?
Yeah, so Guerrillas have kind of been all over the place throughout the season, right? Like, and the one constant they've had has been their domination has been terrible. 3-19 domination record this season. That's the last in CDL by a big margin. I heard a statistic from one of our guys. If you multiplied their Dom wins by 3, they would still be tied for the least amount of Dom wins on the season. So first and foremost, that needs to be improved. Their search and destroy is the 4th best in the CDL, so that's been fantastic. If they can steal 2 searches and win a domination, they get the series. So I think that that's your strategy going in. Try to focus in on that domination and continue the search and destroy, streak.
I think it's really hard because it's so touch and go with search. Search, you can start to become a little bit more readable. And I think with the Guerrillas, it is like you said, it's kind of what their game plan is. This is their strat coming into it. We know that they're pretty good at search, and it's whether or not they can keep that and hold that into their hands going forward through playoffs. So we'll find out very soon. We're going to head right now to predictions, fellas. So these are the predictions brought to you by Sony's Xperia smartphone. And I'm going to start off with Pack. So, dude, tell me, what are you thinking here?
I'm thinking that it's going to be OpTic 3-1. I think that they're just too strong and they have too high caliber players. I do think that they'll pull this out. Even if they do lose that search, I feel like they're too strong in the respawns and they'll take this series.
Nice. Nameless, are you kind of agreeing here?
Yeah, I'm agreeing fully. 3-1 OpTic Gaming. I think Guerrillas have an opportunity to steal that search and destroy, but seeing that down record, I give that straight up to OpTic. And just slaying in the past, I got to give OpTic the edge in the respawn fully.
Lovely. I am also going to say 3-1. I think that they actually could be going and taking this search, but we're heading right now over to 2. Do I say my favorites? They could be. Maven and Merc, take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Lottie Joe. It's time. It's playoff time, baby. The Battle of Los Angeles. And, you and I have been very, very excited, not just for this matchup, but just playoff time in general. This is going to be insanity. I mean, loser is done. Winner moves on. First match of the day was obviously maybe not exactly how we expected it to go, but thrilled to be here, buddy.
Yeah, I am as well. I mean, this year is just flown by, but Champs is here. This is what it's all about. You hear everybody on the desk talking about it. Losers round 1 is what we're watching today. You win, you get $100,000, Clint. So that's not bad. But one of the teams that we sort of talk about who can go on that losers round 1 run, who can make the run. And for me, I think it's OpTic Gaming LA. It feels like we continue to see them improve. They had a tough road, right? And when they formed this new roster, when they added Draza and Hollow, they played Florida twice, Toronto. Guess what? They played them at the Toronto home series where Toronto won that. They lost to Atlanta as well. So they have had some very tough series. And you would think that throughout the last couple of home series that they've been in, they've gotten better. And then those couple of weeks leading up to this, that their practice has been on point.
Certainly, and for those of you that maybe missed sort of the turmoil this year with the roster, obviously not the same roster we saw that debuted at the beginning of the year. Let's check out this new roster. Here is OpTic Gaming Los Angeles.
OpTic Gaming closing it out.
It's Slasher's OpTic.
They needed it.
That walk away with the W.
Blackout. Yeah, it's getting blackout. Black. Fire in the street.
And that's the lineup for OpTic. Maybe a couple names and faces you aren't as familiar with when you think of Hollow and Draza, the new additions to this mix. But Kenny, TJ, Slasher, they've seen it all. They've won tournaments. They've been in MVP form in the past. These guys have got to go hard in the paint. If it's going to happen, well, this is the week to do it.
Yeah, I think it really is behind those three guys. When we saw the Toronto home series, it was Draza and Hollow who played the best out of them. When they've gotten to a final, it's been behind Slasher, but it feels like we're still waiting. We've been waiting a long time for Kenny and TJ to hit form, of course. We'll see if they're finally there. They've had a tough year. That's why they're starting losers round one, but we know their potential. That's why we keep hyping it up. That's why you said, Maven, a long time ago, you thought they were going to be the best team at some point this year. They haven't quite hit that, but you never know what's going to happen with champs.
Well, if they make a run at champs, Joe, just maybe I can redeem myself. But the people that might be able to shut down that potential on the other side of this matchup, once touted the best search and destroy team in the game, can they get back to that form? It's the Los Angeles Guerrillas. And there are your Los Angeles Guerrillas. Joe, if they're going to do it, if they're going to beat OpTic Gaming, who are your eyes on?
Saints and Vivid for me. They're, to me, the X factors. I just think they're going to have to slay. They have to play with pace. We've talked about the submachine gun role players throughout this. Decimate's been solid. Blast has been solid. We know Aqua's always great, but you need firepower. And I think they're going to find that behind Saints and Vivid. They need to do so. So we'll see if they step up.
Well, let's take a look at our U.S. Air Force maps and modes before we get into map one of this best of five. A reminder, this is a one and done, an elimination match for these two squads. There's a look at it. Anything that pops off the stage for you, Joe?
I mean, nothing is going to look great for either of these teams. For OGLA, you're 5-4 on this first map, Hardpoint, on Gunrunner. But when you talk about Guerrillas, you have the worst Dom record in the CDL. You have the worst Hardpoint record in the CDL. Wherever you found your success, it's all behind Search and Destroy. I talked to Decimate and Blast earlier today, and they said a big focus for them has been around domination. They've only won 3 of them this year. They're 3-19. It's not good. They're giving away free maps. They feel they're a middle-of-the-pack Hardpoint team, so they think the formula today is going to be around Search and domination.
We'll see if they can do it. Gunrunner Hardpoint to kick it off. Joe, how much money do you say you win if you take this?
You win $100,000 for just winning this match.
That's a bit of cash, Joe. A lot of pressure on these two squads. And yeah, I saw Bryce Vicento, obviously a former player, one of our favorite players from back in the day, and he tweeted, what was it, yesterday? Basically said, this is going to be one of the most pressure-intensive tournaments for players in the history of Call of Duty, if not the most. Playing online for this much money, you've got to battle through it. It's going to be grueling, and it starts here for both of the Los Angeles squads. We're going to kick it off with Kenny. At times this year, he has found that form where he looks like he can be one of the best players in the world. He's got to go off this week, and he gets the entry, the first kill on the Vivid.
And well, as he finds that, right? That first hard point can be very tough. We always sort of talk about it. It's about that second hill. Guerrillas going to have the good spawn off the start. Slasher just trying to lock things down. The second AR, you're going to see mainly 2 ARs with every single map due to the strength of the M4. And that was one thing that Decimate was talked about. Aqua is going to have that the entire time. So he's going to be on one of those comfort weapons that, and you know what we can do? Well, what Aqua can do with that assault rifle.
We'll see what OpTic can try and do to maybe flip these spawns. Well, there's a big play, at least from Kenny and Slasher, to take down 4, but the spawn's still safe for Guerrillas on that right side of the map. Keep an eye on number 2. It's TJ trying to work topside. I think it's going to be Aqua that's looking to pick that up. If TJ can win that gunfight, could put him in a big position, but he's not able to do it as the gunfights continue to go back and forth towards the point. Really only around 10 points earned so far for either team. Not many on the board through the first hard point, but something we are familiar with seeing. Now the question, with the early control, can Guerrillas get the early hold? Aqua pick it up 2.
Yeah, you also have
3.
Yeah, you also have Saints inside a bathroom, so he's going to have a free pinch, or what he thought was going to be a free pinch, but it's Decimate outside of this side door. Nice little 2-piece will slow this push down. The stun connects as well. He re-challenges up to 7 and 3. Decimate doing so much work, but you still have pressure here from Slasher and Kenny.
It's actually crazy because you get a triple from Aqua to open the hard point. You get a triple then from Decimate. It still looked like they were in trouble, but they get the clearance for now. There are 2 players flanking around the back, but they should be able to deal with that as they've got big numbers. Saints able to do it as he pushes out to 5 and 4. Now we'll focus on the rotation over towards minecarts. It's Decimate trying desperately to get into vent room, but there's just, I thought, too many to handle. He's at least able to take down Kenny before he drops. Slasher then kind of set up in that power position towards the backside of minecarts, doing his job to get in a good position with the M4, but it's all Guerrillas early. Now OpTic's chance to bounce back.
Yeah, and this is what's going to be so important, especially for our teams. When you look at a hill like that second one that we were at Depot, you have to be able to respond with a hold of your own, but it's not going to happen for OpTic. Blast and Aqua, they're going to find some kills. Vivid on the hill, so they're going to get those back spawns for Warehouse when we get there. Aqua is 2-piecing them. Not good for OpTic on that rotation.
No, it is not. And Aqua now, Joe, 12 and 5, and this is a guy that, we mentioned Vicento. Aqua was a part of that team, but he's had some, he got second place finish back at AW Champs. He got third at Champs as well. Was that Black Ops 3?
Yeah, the next year, top 3.
Yeah, so he has had some really, really deep runs at Champs. Absolutely a Champs player. That is a thing, and we'll see. Maybe this week he's just going to turn up and help this Guerrillas team make a run, but the lead continues to grow. Now up to 75 points are Guerrillas, only 18 on the board through 3 hard points for OpTic, averaging 6 points a hard point. That is not good. If anything, they need to make sure Guerrillas don't get a whole lot of time here, and they continue to set up for Warehouse and just find one solid hold to feel good about and begin to bounce back into this game.
Well, one good thing for them is there was a lot of pressure from Guerrillas inside a bathroom. They pushed a little bit too far. He had the flank come in. So you see the spawns are going to flip. Decimate, he's getting hunted down by TJ. OpTic earning some time, but it's a big fight. We'll see what Decimate can do on the bottom side of the minimap. He does get taken down. The M4 starting to warm up a little bit for OpTic Gaming. So that could be a big moment. We talk about this Warehouse hill and how much time you can turn into it. But Guerrilla is still putting pressure on, but those very close squad spawns going to come through for OpTic Gaming. Still a 60-point lead. It's going to get pushed up to 70. This is big for OpTic Gaming. Can they get themselves back into map 1?
Yeah, it feels like this is the make or break point. Like they cannot get broken here early, or more than likely they're going to drop this game. They've got to go huge. Hollow was the one pushed out kind of towards mid-map at that green hop-up, but he's going to get dropped and spawn out towards minecarts. So now the flood from Guerrillas is going to hit the front. These next wave of kills is going to be so massive as Decimate looks for any kind of opening to the backside. He's got Vivid there to work with. TJ going to be the guy trying to lock it down. Will the trades be on point for OpTic? It appears they are for now. Still holding inside with around 30 seconds left, but now Blast looking to push on through. Slasher's going to drop. Hollow and Kenny have got to go massive. The contest is there for a second. I thought there was going to be a free kill there for a moment for OpTic, but they don't come through. Guerrillas have contested a bit of this, at least for OpTic. You got the early time. You were able to, finally get something going. Keep yourself in this game.
Yeah, they get majority of the time. They also have spawns for Depot when we go over there. It looks like Decimate's trying to work it, but I think we saw those stats. Really, the key point for OpTic Gaming, I talked about Vivid and Saints and the importance of those MP5 players. TJ and Draza. Draza's been so good for them in a couple of home series we got to watch. Having a slow game, both around double negative. You need them to step up. As we're on board with TJ, he's going to find a kill, just trying to do with what he can and cut off these Guerrilla players mid-map.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, with previous tournament structures in the past, like maybe for the CWL, like if you start out a little bit slow in group play, not the end of the world, but that's not the case here. The pressure is on. You need to come in, you need to turn up, you need to put your best foot forward. A slow start can lose you a series. If they're going to turn it around, it needs to happen sooner than later. 4 kills for the kill feed for Guerrillas to get the clearance out of that. One has snuck in through the back.
Yeah.
Vivid's gotten in towards the back. I think Slasher's going to get caught. I don't think he realizes he got through. He doesn't make the read. He is going to fall. The spawns might end up flipping. 2 still going to spawn out for Guerrillas, so you still have a chance to get in if you're OpTic.
Another moment, right, where they did basically everything. They're just trying to contain Guerrillas. Can they hold on now? Hollow and Kenny gonna find a kill. You have Aqua trying to set up with that trophy, wait for his teammates, but inside the hill, it's OpTic Gaming. A big set of kills. It's Saints gonna be the last one inside, trying to finesse inside of the smoke, takes down a lot of his teammates' health, but he is still alive somehow, Maven. Finally taken down by Draza.
Yeah, the smoke, I guess. Like, he was just running through it. Like, nobody could get the angle on him, but a bit of redemption there for OpTic is despite the fact Vivid slipped on through and the spawns got a little bit wonky, they weren't able to battle back into this point. The good thing for Guerrilla is it wasn't super clean for OpTic, right? Like the first 20 or so seconds end up being contested and they're still there battling and fighting, but it looks like the final 20 or so points of scrap time should go to OpTic, and now what was once that big 70-point lead has all but disappeared. OpTic will now eclipse the 100-point mark. We've only got 2 minutes on the play clock. This has been very contest heavy, very scrappy. Like, there haven't been a lot of clean holds, period.
No, there haven't. The one good thing for OpTic Gaming, like, yeah, it has been clean, but they've come out on top. That's why they've cut this lead down. We'll see what Guerrillas can do. I feel like the last couple of home series, our best gun runner teams have got a ton of time here. Draza, though, through the smoke, he can just work these so well. He's able to stay alive. Can't connect onto the second, but he puts damage in. He opens up this lane for Hollow.
Yeah, I mean, he puts the pressure towards the spawn of Guerrillas, right? Takes the focus off of the hardpoint, allows his players to move up minecart, and now they get in. TJ picking up one, Hollow involved in the mix as well. And OpTic in, and OpTic now a chance for the lead change after the horrendous start to the game. They seem to have got it rolling. Slasher will lock down 2 as Hollow just playing it sneaky, playing it safe. Slasher takes down another 4 in a row for him before he ends up dropping up to 22-17. But what a game it is now. Back and forth affair.
And you need this from Slasher. I mean, he has to be their MVP. When they were getting to a home series final, when they were getting top 4, it was behind his insane plays. On at Toronto, he had around a 0.9. So not the best from him. He knows he can perform better. Today at 22 and 18, but on that rotation, 3 go down, 2 behind Aqua's kills. So this is going to be early time for Guerrillas.
Let's see if Draza can maybe make a play here as he tries to sneak on through. The shot just not on point. Decimate answers with the headshot. And Draza just, I don't know, maybe shot a little bit shaky, a little bit off there. Can't quite finish the kill. Now to Slasher's POV. Who's looking to clear out for us. He's able to do that behind the Simtex and some crisp M4 shots over towards Aqua.
They're getting a lot of pressure.
Yeah, they absolutely are. And trying to get on through is Kenny. He gets caught.
Yeah, trying to make. I thought there was a chance maybe they would flip there, but Guerrilla's gonna hold on. And now an opportunity for Guerrillas. We'll see how OpTic break. Nice headshot from Hollow with that M4. Gonna push up, just try and stay alive, but they have Decimate dealing with the spawners, and he's just behind. So Hollow's going to have to try and stay alive. Gets up top. I like that positioning. There goes Draza as well. It's all down to Saints to hang on. TJ with an A. Draza with a kill, and OpTic Gaming able to break.
They get on through. Now can they hold? 2 of the players are going to be four-side, have to wrap back because all the pressure going to be soaring in from minecart side. The collapse is here. The numbers are here for Guerrillas. They should be able to get the retake. The last man really here for the final 20 or so seconds is going to be Draza. But yeah, you pointed out what a map from Decimate. And the guy, since he came on the scene, we've really been looking for him to take over, and it's just kind of been what, roster to roster to roster. Never really finding the success I think a lot of us thought early he was going to be capable of.
Yeah, we thought he found his home with Envy, right? And then, well, that roster blew up multiple times. But as this hardpoint ends, you're going to see Guerrillas. They actually get through Aqua Blast and Vivid trying to flip spawns for Depot. As well, as you talked about with the play clock, if there's not a lot of time earned here, that could be a problem for OpTic Gaming. They're going to have to get on this hill.
Have we had, like, it was so common in, like, Call of Duty World War II, but, like, I can't think of any games that have come to play clock this year at all. Like, it's just not been a common theme.
Cave, I feel like a cave sticks out in my head, but no, not on Gunrunner, that is for sure.
Just not much in general, and it just goes to show how scrappy a game it has been. But a great hold at mid-map now from Guerrillas. His Decimate is up to 42 on this map. What a bomb to kick things off. He tacks on another one with the win on to Draza. It's TJ trying to go all the way through topside. We'll see if he ends up getting caught. Well, he got caught. He turns and burns Saints, but there's another one there to drop him. You've got, what, 4 in a row for Decimate, 3 in a row for Aqua. Back-to-back there for Vivid. It was a great sequence from Guerrillas, and that sequence might have been enough to close it out. When you think about the amount of time remaining on that clock, just 43 seconds to go, and OpTic desperately need an early break here, map 1.
Yeah, they also need, it looks like Kenny no longer in the server, so something happened there. So they're trying to do this 4 versus 5 right now. They were able to break through with 4 players.
I didn't see, when did he drop?
It's been about over a minute, so...
oh God! I was so focused on the minimap, I didn't even realize he was out.
They're trying to do what they can. TJ, Draza, they're on a 10 spree right now, but they're gonna have to hold on for a very long time. Guerrillas know this. I think Guerrillas are just gonna give this up. They're gonna say break with 4 players.
Oh, this would be one of the more unbelievable things we've ever seen in the history of Call of Duty esports. If somehow in this 4v5,
oh boy,
they're gonna be able to rip through and do it. Because TJ is on 6 in a row. We'll see if he can continue that going. But you only need 18 points for the victory for Guerrillas. That's wild, man. I was so locked into it. I didn't even realize he dropped, but so unfortunate for OpTic. I wonder why mid-map was like such a blowout there. Like why Guerrillas were dominating it. Well, that makes a little bit more sense as they look to get the final couple of points here and close it out. An unfortunate sequence of events for OpTic, but Guerrillas will get the map 1 victory. We'll try to find out what happened with Kenny, but as he drops, so do the hopes of OpTic in that first map as Guerrillas get the win.
And this is where it gets a little bit scary, right? Because you lose map 1 and you go up a very solid search and destroy team in the Los Angeles Guerrillas. When they've been on runs, it's been behind the search and destroy. So not the start you want if you're OpTic Gaming. Now we talk about how long will this series go, because that stinks, going down on 1 in losers round 1.
It certainly does. It certainly does. It's a big one for Guerrillas when you talk about how their respawn woes have been. But I guess if there's anyone, I mean, right up there with like Surge and OpTic that have just dealt with the most frustrations, I guess at least you've dealt with so much this year. It's one more thing. You just have to get past it somehow. You have to have the mental fortitude to do it, and you have to focus on the search and destroy and get the W there. But yeah, I can't help but find myself feeling for the guys. That is crazy. I didn't notice the exact moment it happened at, but yeah, it must have been around that kind of first hard point, the 3rd set of rotations. Because it's just, I think the reason I didn't notice it, I was so focused on the Guerrilla numbers because they were going off, right? Like we were talking about Decimates, the fact that he cracked 40, he was on a 7 spree. I was so focused on Guerrillas that I didn't even realize it. And that is, tough scenes.
Yeah, I mean, we've been dealing with some, we got 38 boxes from FedEx and trying to put together stuff as much as we can to get ready for this unique event at home. Players as well. Got a lot of factors to deal with. So we'll see what goes on with Kenny. Hopefully we can get him back quick.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him back into the mix, but let's take a look at the U.S. Air Force quick scope. Just through this as we chat about it and kind of how these teams match up. We kind of mentioned there weren't a lot of modes that looked amazing for either team just based on how this year has gone. You give the edge certainly a bit to OpTic. Hasn't been a great year for either team, but obviously a bit worse for Guerrillas.
Yeah, 32 and 59 overall. A lot of those losses coming in domination. For OpTic Gaming, it's been, it's been pretty up and down year. They had a stretch with Chino where, you know, they were getting to a final, they were getting top 4, but then as things were getting better, it seems like they got worse. But here's a look at the bracket. We're starting in the losers side today. Tomorrow, we're going to have winners round 1 matches. Interested to see how the new Minnesota roster plays with a seed. And then can Toronto Ultra, can they keep that momentum up from their home series?
Yeah, that's a look at how it's all going to play out, how these teams are going to move through this. We have the first part of playoffs like this week, and then the following weekend will be champs as we narrow it all down to one winner of this just insane prize pool. Yeah, I mean, we expected some adversity. I just hate to see OpTic dealing with it so early in this best of 5, but hopefully they can get back into it as quickly as possible and we're ready to rock. It's a frustrating way to start this whole thing, but as you saw the bracket, I mean, this is going to be grueling. I think this year in general, when we talk about it, 6 of the 12 teams have won a home series event. The competition has been wild. Teams that have looked so poor a month later have looked so strong. It's maybe the most competitive league that we've ever had, and this is going to be insane. Whoever's able to make the run to the top.
Yeah, six teams have won a home series, and I think when you looked at that winners bracket, and you know. We sort of talked about people asking me who do I think is going to win. I just don't have an answer. I feel like every year there's usually a favorite, maybe 2 favorites that you can go back and forth. I think for most people there's probably 4 with the top 4, but then you factor in what can New York do? We've seen them win. Can Toronto keep it up? Will London finally hit the gear that we've been looking for? And can a losers team go on a run? But it's been awesome to watch. But you're just waiting to see that top 4. You're waiting to see those guys clash. It should be a fun 5 days, and then we'll have championship weekend next weekend.
Yeah, I cannot wait for it, but we'll focus more on the series at hand as we get ready now for the Search and Destroy. The 2 guys I think that stood out a lot, you talk about Vivid and Blast. I think Vivid specifically has been a nut job in Search. I mean, he had that one tournament where it was like 80% of his Search and Destroys, he had double-digit kills. Like, the guy is a madman. He's been such a difference maker, impact player for this team, and they're going to need that because well, I mean, it changes a little bit in the scope of the series just because they were able to take that map 1. It alleviates maybe a little bit of pressure from the Search, whereas like all the pressure was on the Search and Destroy for them. So you have a little more wiggle room, but I still think this map 2 is just hugely important for them just over the course of this week if they're able to continue moving on.
Yeah, we're going to Search and Destroy Gunrunner where Guerrillas are 6-3. I saw Kenny's webcam on. So I think we have Kenny back. Hopefully he's good to go for map number 2. But yeah, Search and Destroy, they're sitting at 2nd in the CDL on Team KD, 4th in the CDL, 16-13 overall. And yeah, Vivid's been an absolute beast finding first bloods. But we saw this roster and we knew that, you know, you talk about Blast, Decimate, Aqua, the Search and Destroy history that those 3 have. They're going to be a solid S&D team.
Hey, yeah, there was that, 2-event stretch where it just felt like no one could beat them in that mode. Like, they were just lights out, the decision-making, the kind of hero plays that some players were capable of. It felt like they were never going to lose the Search, and obviously that kind of ended as quickly as it appeared. It didn't last very long, but if they can somehow find that gear again in Search and Destroy, anyone that has a mode where you've got 2 games, like if it's a Hardpoint or a Search, any team that is just dominant there, when you are lights out, you have a chance to upset or beat just about anybody. And I didn't predict Guerrillas to make some crazy run, but if they can somehow get back to that Search and Destroy presence, sure, why not? I mean, the upset potential is there to maybe take down one of the big dogs if they can make it through these first couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's been throughout Call of Duty history and in champs runs. I think you look at 100 Thieves last year. With what they were able to do in losers round 1, make it all the way to the final, they were one of the best teams in the world, and we knew that they could do it through the respawns, not only the Search and Destroy. But when I did it, Nameless and myself, it was through S&D. We had so many grueling game 5s, so there is that storyline always with great Search and Destroy teams. So we'll see if they can put it together. But they're 0-4 their last 2 home series. They're 2-12 map count. Recently, it hasn't been great for the Guerrillas.
No, it just hasn't been. Like, it literally, like, it was just this little window in time throughout the course of this entire year where they were dominant, and then it seemed to go away so quickly. But I guess we'll know pretty quickly into this map too how they're going to look in Search and Destroy. But on the other side of it, I mean, the whole story now for me is OpTic. Like, can they rebound? Can they regain for what happened to them in map 1? It was unfortunate. It sucks. There's no way around that. I hate it. But can they get past it? Because I just feel like, not that it's even like making excuses, because that is like an unbearable thing to deal with, but like at this time of year, champs time, you kind of have to, like, you have to look past it. You have to get past it. We are not going to make it out of this best of 5. And I'm hoping the guys can turn around and give us one hell of a series.
Yeah, I saw the webcams up. Kenny was very heated. Hopefully he can turn that into his gameplay, because I could. Yeah, as a player, I don't know. I'd be very upset. I'd punch a pillow probably. I'd just get like a pillow and just punch it, or cotton balls. So that's one of the things they tell you to do when you're angry, Clint. Instead of punching a wall, you're supposed to punch a pillow. You're supposed to throw cotton balls as hard as you can because it doesn't go far. Never heard of that?
That's a thing? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, when you're pissed off.
I learn something new from you every day, Joe. But now let's talk about like good news, because obviously we've been focusing on the frustrating side for OpTic Gaming. From my understanding, Chipotle is giving away free burritos if we go to around 11. And I love burritos. I love Chipotle. So we need this to go to around 11. We need it to go the distance so we can get free burritos in the chat. I just want it to happen, Joe. I want those damn burritos all over the place, just showering people in burritos.
I'm actually surprised they didn't give you a burrito right now from when we talked about this, because you are a burrito.
I did do a show with Chipotle, like a Warzone show not that long ago, where I actually got like a code and got a free burrito, and they wanted me to eat it on broadcast, and I 100% was just dominating that thing live on broadcast. And it was probably the happiest that I've ever been, Joe.
While casting? Probably.
Or just in general.
Just in
general.
While you're eating a burrito?
Doing what I love.
Those two, like those can get a little messy. You gotta be careful while casting. Don't want to ruin your shirt.
It was a disaster. Yeah, no, it got everywhere, but it was a fantastic time, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I believe we are going to be heading to a quick break. We're getting close to getting this started. Guerrillas up 1-0. Looking to see if OpTic can bounce back after the difficult sequence of events. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Gaming, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid. The United States Air Force. Learn more at airforce.com.
Save money at the restaurants you love with Grubhub Perks. Use code CDL Playoffs at checkout to get free delivery.
In every battle, there is a moment. Most don't even see it. But for others, it's all they see. That move, that shot that separates legend from afterthought. That instance between your name heard round the world and total, deafening silence. Every moment, every battle only has two outcomes. And when it happens, only you can decide what is yours.
Welcome back to the CDL playoffs, and look at that beauty, Joe. The trophy. What these guys are all competing for. I'm be honest, that is sexy, Joe.
It is very good looking. It really is. It's just got a lot of character. It looks good. It looks real good.
That's got to be the best trophy we ever had by a mile. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the old World League ones we had, and they were pretty cool.
No, I think they were clean, right? Obviously awesome. With the globe,
yeah,
but it's just the globe. But I feel like this sort of encapsulates the league a lot. I love it.
Yeah, it looks like it's some sort of futuristic piece of a meteor or something.
Looks like Obsidian camo.
Yeah, Obsidian. I like that. It does kind of.
Yeah, just transformed.
I like it, Joe. But thanks for your patience as you bear with us here. We're just waiting to get the match started. Obviously, some issues for the OpTic Gaming side through that map 1. I'm not sure how long until we get started, but I've heard it should be relatively soon, and we'll get right back into this matchup. But you guys can tweet me all you want. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about anything. I'm just a commentator, but thank you for your feedback. I just want to get this rolling, man. I've been so excited for the last couple weeks leading into this. I know it's not been ideal. It's been a crazy year due to the global pandemic, but the fact that we could still have matches, have this much money on the line, all these guys competing against each other, I feel very, blessed that we're able to do this, but I know it's not perfect.
No, and I don't know what's going on now. We don't have Ken's webcam. Maybe he just rage quit it, but I see Slasher's point of view, and I don't know. It's just super frustrating. So hopefully everything gets resolved. As you said, even just this one game, they're playing for $100,000. So hopefully we get going.
So different. Like, I feel like Slasher looks like he's about to just drop kick someone. TJ was kind of giggling there for a second. So some different emotions going on the OpTic Gaming side, but we don't know exactly what's going down. We'll try to give you more information once we know. But obviously, it was some sort of issue for Kenny as he dropped out of that map 1. But as soon as we can do it, we're ready to do it. Guerrillas should be feeling good in the sense they're leading this series 1-0 and headed towards what has been their best mode throughout the course of the year. But I think we are getting ready to start. I'm taking a look at the list, and even though we don't see his webcam, I do see everybody in the game, Joe. So I think we're ready to rock. I think we're ready to go. Search and Destroy coming up next there, Big Papa.
Yeah, and I mean, with everything that happened, even the first half of that game 1, Guerrillas seemed to be on point. Decimate, he played so extremely well. It was a slow first half for Draza and TJ. We'll see if they can step it up. We know how important TJ is in Search and Destroy, finding those first bloods. Draza the same when you're playing with that much aggression. This is where I'm really going to focus on guys like Vivid and Saints on the Guerrillas side. Can they control middle of the map for them?
Oh, here we go. S&D time. And dude, remember that stat that came out? It was talking about like the interactions for people and like who was leading the way as far as having like those first interactions. And like Abizi was so far ahead, but like Vivid was actually one of the insaner stat lines just because he didn't like play for half the year. Like how wild, well, there you go. Vivid's going to get the first kill. A little bit help.
Wow, this is fast.
From vehicle as well, but everyone just dropping everywhere. Suddenly it's just Saints. Can he clutch up?
It's so early in this round, they absolutely hear him. Yeah, Slasher, he heard him trying to pick up that gun. Slasher's going to challenge. Slasher's going to win that. There was a 3-man hit from OpTic towards the site. There was a 3-man hit up the middle of the map from Guerrillas. Everybody's training, but it's OpTic Gaming who comes out on top in round number 1.
That has to be the fastest flurry of deaths in any gun run around I've ever casted. I mean, it's got to be up there. Like, I just kind of stopped talking at one point because everyone was just dying. it just happened so quick.
You're getting into stats, Clint. They're getting into the game.
Yeah, it happens so fast. Well, in the blink of an eye, round 1 is over. OpTic able to take it, and Draza puts up 2 of those kills. Now we'll see how we get set up this time around. Vivid's already gotten to a great position towards mid-map. Lurking towards green will be Draza on the OpTic Gaming side.
He's getting so much info as well, but it's Vivid. Yeah, Vivid's working up towards vents. They threw some early smokes towards the A side Guerrillas, maybe to just try and draw some people that way, but it looks like it's going to be a B hit. Draza's right outside the window, and really the playmaker is going to be Vivid for Guerrillas. What can he find? Draza, though, he's going to pounce. TJ and Slasher with the M4s. They're going to peek the site. With all that intel that Draza was able to find, they have the 2-man advantage. Not able to find that last bullet on the Decimate, but TJ, he is flying.
Yeah, as soon as TJ got to an aggressive position all the way up into Forest, I was worried about Guerrilla's chances, but as he drops, we're now into a 3 versus 3. They still have to work the bomb plant. Saints is going to get dropped. That'll be bombed down right outside of the B site. Numbers advantage to OpTic. Now, Aqua does have dead silence to pop. Can he find an opening? Should come up behind Draza.
Now can Slasher stay alive because they are just so split, and it's Hollow, Slasher, all the M4s. Slasher, I think he had 2 or 3 that round. But it's the early information that Draza was able to give them. Because, I mean, he's looking over the wall, even with the smokes. I thought maybe OpTic maybe rotated one towards that offsite, but doesn't happen. They play middle of the map. They challenge together. Well, it seems like OpTic has regained.
It has one way to regain, right? Yeah. Especially for Slasher, who looked to be the most frustrated. Well, you come out, you start out 4-0. You try to lead the team to victory, but the first blood this time around is going to be Saints. Kenny will drop. We'll see what Guerrillas can do with numbers because they haven't experienced that much. And now it's TJ hitting the snipe. I think I saw Mud Dog tweet it out. TJ texted him, "Find me every miss snipe. I ain't missing," or something like that. Well, there's the first hit.
I don't know the last time I have seen TJ with a sniper, right? We've talked about him always just being an entry player. Well, he found a pick. It was Slasher played a bit of an off angle, waiting for that flank. They were able to take down Vivid, but now it's Aqua's turn. He's ready. I like this. Can he get out of the door, play his life? He is. He's going to make this a 3 versus 3. Now, what do OpTic Gaming do? It looks like they're going to wrap back towards B, but it's Saints right outside of that green window.
And Teddy for Slasher. Going to run out now.
Gotta find Saints.
There's another kill for Slasher, and he's going to fly right on through into bathrooms. TJ, he's going to hit again. Aqua, though, tries to answer back. Aqua's going to get caught. Aqua's going to drop, but it's 3 in a row. Now for OpTic here. Let me find this exact thing he texted him. I don't know if I can read half of this.
That's
said,
fine.
"Yo, find me for every missed snipe." No bull word I can't say. Effer, I don't miss. I won't miss. I don't miss. That's from TJ to Mud Dog right before this. So he was feeling good about his snipes, Joe, and he gets 2 inside of that round.
And I guess with Draza on this team, the aggression that he brings, TJ maybe can just sort of play his role a little bit more. But look at this call. Guerrilla's going for a fast A hit, but OpTic Gaming read this. They 4-stack it. Draza, though, inside the smoke, so they get taken down. Now it's up to Kenny. You have so much pressure here if you're OpTic. But can they convert it into a round winner? Can they even this round up?
Well, it's going to be back-to-back rounds where Saints gets the first blood, but you're yet to get a round victory. Numbers, though, behind Blast, still going to go to Guerrillas. Now, how do they work this plant? Well, as one's trying to wrap back, Kenny's going to catch him. Evens the odds in the numbers department as it looks like they start to work this back over towards B. The point man in bathrooms for OpTic for now is Slasher. Wrapping back as well as Kenny and still holding the offsite will be Hollow for now. You've kind of got the same thing. 2 pushed over on either side. Now it's on Kenny to make the play. Already able to take down 1. Almost gets caught. He will get dropped. Now it's on Hollow as he wraps back. He's got 1 behind, 1 in front, and he will get caught between both Guerrillas players. Guerrillas get a much needed round on the board.
Yeah, not just with Decimate. He takes a bit of a risk, getting a little bit pushed up, but OpTic Gaming, what they're just trying to do is play the 3 versus 3 retake. They just don't want the bomb to go down towards A. They were rotating on over. Maybe your dead silence comes up. We've seen those retakes before happen, but it's Decimate with the first blood on the slasher. Well, not first blood, but I guess the first blood in that 3 versus 3 that gave them that man advantage.
Draza with the first pick this time around. Aqua able to answer back. Players for OpTic falling all over the place. Now it's on Draza to continue it going. I think he does take down a second.
So quick.
Yeah, this B site and mid map has just been absolute insanity. But I think it's going to be probably on TJ to hit a couple of snipes. He's not going to do that. Vivid puts him down with the M4. All on Slasher to clutch. Now 1 versus 3. First bit done. Dead silence pop. Slasher has so many clutches. It's on cross.
All the time.
Not able to get the play. Yeah, he's got dead silence popped as well. Just wasn't sure exactly where he went to. And it's Aqua that gets the final one. Back-to-back rounds now for Guerrillas, Joe.
Yeah, and I mean, they just sort of, both of these teams are sticking to their game plan. Just a ton of aggression out at that B site. Draza was able to find that first blood, but I think there was like stun smoke in the way when I believe it was Kenny who got pushed up, just not able to spot him. That gets in the way, but still Slasher leading the way on the other side. It's Aqua, the vets stepping up. There are those smokes that come in. I think Kenny's going to spot Vivid trying to get aggressive. DJ, he hits another snipe.
Ooh, that one a little too tough. Can't quite snap onto the cross, but yeah, Aqua had a great map 1, going massive for his team here. I think he has more kills than the rest of his squad combined. Now Decimate into the mix.
That's a big kill,
trying to bring the numbers back.
You see the way that OpTic's playing this. They want to play with their numbers on this retake. Decimate's getting aggressive. I don't know if they're going to be ready for this. You have 2 players inside a bathroom. Typically, players back all the way up. There's the push, though. Nice teamwork, but Decimate, he can find so many kills. They have not cleared this area. Blast just needs to stay alive. Decimate's going to find 1. The clock is ticking. 7.5 to defuse, but Slasher going to take down Blast. That was the key kill. Hollow, not able to finish it. But there's Kenny.
Yeah, they hopped it instantly, too. Like, even if he world starred the second, I think the defuse is still going to finish there. So you just had the numbers massively for OpTic. And they get the bounce back round to now go up 4-2. Yeah, Decimate, I mean, he gets a little better timing there. Peeks a second earlier. He might get 2 that line up for him.
Well, it's just the angle that OpTic came through the hole, right? I think they're probably expecting them to come through that back door. But OpTic just take a little bit of a different route.
Is it going to be fast and furious and mid-map again?
Yes, it is.
Vivid goes right at it. Just a little double melee onto TJ as he drops. 2 players already down for OpTic. 3 players down for OpTic as Guerrillas going huge in this round, just picking them apart. Picking them apart.
Vivid is just running on the map wherever he wants to go. He is sprinting. Hollow, good luck with this one, buddy. Yeah, he's just going to knife the air.
Yeah.
Knows he's going to get taken down.
Give him the kill in the round. Maybe he'll end up having offense at the end of it. But yeah, Vivid, like Gunrunner, was his playground throughout the course of that one. Gets so many kills all over the place. 1 round now separates these 2 squads. And we'll probably stick with Vivid as he is going to sprint right into the action.
Well, he's been like sort of being the lurk role for Guerrillas. And he's going to spot Slasher, old MP5, probably a kill. But there we go. He forces Draza out. Draza has to shoot at him. Decimate flies out of the window. Man advantage. Here comes the pressure. Kenny, though, able to win it. Kenny trying to finesse, trying to stay alive. Him and Slasher, the 1-2 punch, working so well together. Now they have the man advantage. But Saints just flies on through. Maven, these rounds are fast, real quick.
Yes, they are. But yeah, that little 1-2 punch exactly from Slasher and Kenny. The fact both were able to stay alive for so long and get the kills and delay the site was massive. And that is a 5th round now for OpTic. Yeah, it's just literally each team throwing a haymaker at each other. It's like who's going to pass out first or who's going to get knocked out first. I don't know which.
It might be us. Yeah, we might pass out first.
Oh, yeah, could be. Could be. And we'll see if Guerrillas could extend this. I think we're all kind of rooting for around 11 here because of the burritos and how important those could be. But Slasher, I saw some tweets on Twitter. Saw some tweets just talking about how he needed to regain. And there you see 11 kills from him. What a monster map it is. They've still got to close it out.
Yeah, he's just lurking right now. You do have Saints inside a vent room. You have Vivid with him. Blast gets stunned, so I like this slow down the round if you're OpTic, because Guerrillas have just been flying middle of the map, and that'll open things up. As Hollow's going to find first blood with that M4. They're keeping Guerrillas on their toes. What does OpTic want to do with this? You still have TJ looking for that snipe. You see that number 2?
Yep, he's deep. He is deep.
And Vivid is reading this. He's trying to find Slasher, and if they work the flank, they are going to get caught. Slasher's trying to find him right now. But Vivid is just going to fly middle of the map.
Well, now it's Slasher with Dead Silence that's looking for this opening. Was he able to get through?
He's
Dead
wide
Silence going
open,
to run out
there's-
like right when he gets in front of Aqua.
There's also 2 vent rooms. Like, this is such a wild round. And then Aqua turns around. He's got Dead Silence. Bomb doesn't get down. Bomb doesn't get down, Maven. He was so close to planting it. Can Kenny hop on it?
They got to go. They got to go. Someone's got to get to it. It's going to be Hollow that gets to it. 2 versus 3 now for OpTic to try and clutch, trying to get the plant down. It's not going to happen. Guerrillas take the round and get their 4th on the board. But what in the hell was that insanity, Joe?
Yeah, I think Slasher probably thought if he sees nothing backtracks that they all pushed up middle of the map. Kenny's thinking they need to get the bomb down, but it's Aqua with Dead Silence. He was so close, probably half a second away, and that round is way different.
Guerrillas, you got to win one more. Got to win one more for the Chipotle. Got to get us to that round 11. 12 now for Aqua. As he is going huge for the Guerrillas side in the Battle of Los Angeles. Smoke out, Vivid out, and he tries to get over the top balcony, but not quite able to do so. Things just exploding all around him. His stuns and Simtex is hit. Aqua's going to get the bomb planted. Be a 3 pushing through minecart side in a big pinch opportunity now for OpTic. They've got to go.
They've got to go. They do not have a lot of time to work with. Blast is going to be up first. He's trying to play his life. Aqua gets taken down on the bomb site. Draza trying to fly. Slasher again up to 13. Just finding information. His teammates, though, they have to go. Hollow with another one. It's all down to Decimate. He was a beast in map 1. He was a beast in map 1, just trying to stay alive. But Kenny comes in. It's the retake. It's 3 on the flank at OpTic Gaming. They reset. They tie the series at 1.
Well, I got good news for those that want a deep series. We're tied up 1-1 and might be going the distance. I've got bad news for those that like the burritos. You're not getting any. No burritos for you. But there's plenty of chances for burritos, Joe.
I really do. I mean, they're going to go fast. So, listen, Chad, you have to be on top of it. You have to be on top of it.
You do. But what a regame map that was for OpTic. They take it 6-4. Slasher puts up 13, and it's not easy to deal with something like you did in map 1 with a player dropping out of the lobby. And I don't know if it was internet or power or what happened, but the fact that you dealt with it and you come back and bounce back in map 2, that is the difference. Because if you lose that map 2, you're probably getting 3 out. Like, this series is probably over. Like, you've hit rock bottom. What happened to Surge is more than likely going to happen to you, but they step up, specifically Slasher, who has got to be the kind of veteran leader, the guy that leads by example. He's done it multiple times this year, and what a map it was to get his team on the board.
Yeah, 13-5 from him. Besides that, it was just trades just all around those sites. Who would come out on top? It was some beautiful, like, sort of bait and switches. We saw it a few times from Kenny and Slasher, but it felt like Slasher just continued to find the multi-kill that opened up the round for OpTic Gaming. Guerrillas, I like that they stuck with their game plan. They just kept playing aggressive. We're trying to make it crazy, but OpTic Gaming towards the back half of that game really slowed things down.
Well, we both talked about Slasher and his performance in that map 2. Our U.S. Army tactical play is going to be from the round 3, and it was Slasher that was making the plays. I don't think this is kind of the 1-2 punch from him and Kenny, but there were a lot of moments from Slasher throughout this. Let's take a look at this one.
Oh, yeah, what? This is in that 3 versus 3. He's already 5-0 at this point. As OpTic Gaming working towards this B site. Saints, he decides, I'm going to go for a few shots as he spots one, but Slasher finesses so well inside of bathrooms. There was TJ who brings out the sniper, and there is the trade as Slasher going to secure that round. But OpTic Gaming, they tie the series up. 13 kills from Slasher. Was a big map for them.
And that was the U.S. Army tactical play at Slasher with one of those multi-kill rounds you were talking about, but we're tied up 1-1. Things may have not gone as we expected so far. The unexpected has happened, but we've got a match on our hands. The domination after this break.
That is sensational from OpTic.
Kenny lighting it up at range.
Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi. OpTic Gaming have done it. And it's Slasher. And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic. TJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it.
TeamSpeak, the official broadcast communication partner of the Call of Duty League. The US Army, what's your warrior? PlayStation 4, the official platform partner of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Rule your day with the #1 brand in prepaid.
Everything leads into this. All 12 teams are going to be there. The final stretch to get towards champs. There's so much money on the line.
And he takes down all three. You cannot let that happen. Big win from Formal. Wow. It's Crib 6 that makes the play.
Florida Mutineers are just simply on point.
10-0 for Scraps, and he finds the 11. An absolute rampage from Decimate right now.
The final stretch to champs.
It's going to be a hell of a tournament.
Assault lines them up. Oh my word! New York have done it. OGLA steal it. Luca with the challenge. Octane, unbelievable. Methods gets on the board, baby. It's a massacre.
Did you hear me yawn? I don't know. Probably were. Los Angeles as OpTic and Guerrillas face off, and Joe, I don't know where this series is going to take us. This is going to be an insane finish. Well, Joe, if you're talking, I certainly can't hear you. Hello? Perfect. Hi, Joe.
Hello?
How you doing? Well, guys, it appears that we are experiencing some technical difficulties. I don't hear Joe.
In every battle, there is a moment. Most don't even see it. But for others, it's all they see.
And there's the hype! How many men has he got to run through? That was just easy dominance. They did it!
Here, on the ultimate proving grounds, Call of Duty's elite converge. When that moment stares you in the face, you'll know one thing. Glory isn't given. Glory isn't easy. Glory is taken.
All right, we're back. Joe, I don't know what's going on. Sorry, we had some technical difficulties. And for anyone, I got a couple tweets. I don't know if there was an audio problem. Nobody yawned. You want to know why I didn't? Look at this. Hold on, Joe.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm watching.
Joe, I got this. I got a whole pack.
Baby, my man is twisted. Let's go,
I
baby.
am absolutely twisted.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I don't know what happened. Audio. I just couldn't hear you talk. So sorry about that, but we're back at it and we're ready. We're ready to go. I don't know if the players are ready to go, but Joe and I are certainly ready to go. But we do have a promotion going on with Scuff Gaming that I do want to take a look at. There's some awesome stuff going on. You can win the free burritos. And now if you head over to Scuff Gaming on Twitter, there's a chance to win a Scuff Impact controller. And Joe, I know we both hop into Verdansk with our Scuffs. And there is one thing that really helps a man of my elite age, is a good way to put it, at 35 years old, to be one of the top Warzone players in the world. And that is my Scuff Gaming controller. Wow, do I love it, Joe.
I do as well. I mean, you know, listen, I'm glad it helps you, though, because I can claw. I do claw. So I just have it for the beautiful customization. But if you do that for too long, I don't know if your hand may break. So I'm happy that they help you a lot.
Probably. But no, there's going to be so many awesome giveaways, rewards through like watching the stream with the CDL rewards to Chipotle and Scuff. And there's so much stuff going on. So stay in the broadcast. Keep watching all week long. We're just waiting to get the map 3 started. Thank you for those of you that have stuck through. So there's been a couple bumps, but it's been exciting. Like we've been setting up so much stuff. Again, you know, we were kind of talking about all the boxes we got shipped, all the new stuff. I still have to set up. We got a new camera I got to set up. We got a new backdrop.
You're gonna look good.
Equipment.
You already look good. You're probably top 5 most handsome bald men on the planet.
See, this is what I'm worried about. Like, I'm worried a little bit about if the camera's really good. And like, you know, when 4K TV was first a thing and you could like see the imperfections in people's face, like I'm worried if the camera gets better, people will see how ugly I truly am. And right now, with like maybe not the best camera in the world and a little bit of makeup, I kind of look like a supermodel. But
I think it'll be perfection, actually. So I disagree. I can't wait to see it. I think the new stuff just came in for me today. So maybe the next time we're on, Clint, we're going to look real good.
I love it. I love it. Let's get it going. Into map 3 we go. Apologies again for the delay, but it's time now to continue the battle of LA. OpTic bounced back with a search and destroy win. Slasher puts up 12. The regain comes in hard as they go huge. But now Domination is one that, you know, we're obviously very worried about for Guerrillas. Has not been a great mode for them. You know, people
it's been horrendous.
Yeah, it's been, I think, bring back eggs just for Domination. Like, they need some leadership because the decision-making has been poor. And, well, it's a pretty fast 2-cap now for OpTic. CMB lockdown.
I don't know what the start exactly was for Guerrillas. There was the nade middle of the map that went down, but OpTic just, Kenny's pissed off. He's on 3 kills, but they just 3-stacked it. And now you're into a 2-cap. You have 2 players inside of your cafe right now. TJ's getting aggressive. Things are looking great for OpTic Gaming.
Looking good for OpTic. You know what that signals? It's an Astro listening with OpTic Gaming.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get P1.
Yeah, I'm top down right now.
P1, yeah, could be P1 on you.
No one bottom. Move in.
I'm looking mid-tree, I don't see him.
Everybody on blue dump.
I push through P1.
I'm gonna go top yellow.
Listen, I want top yellow. I push through P1. I push through P1.
Top left window.
Mid is open. Okay.
I don't see anything left street.
Drop me back.
I'll pick up my left.
I didn't see anything, man.
Looking on mid, I don't see anything. Top diner, you one shot, two pods.
Top down.
You leave one shot. Blue dump going down mid, I think. That's 2. Blue dump to mid, I think.
You leave down.
Mid-tree, one shot, mid-tree.
Another one line.
Hey, I'm gonna
hit river.
Someone back up. I'm trying to back up. He could cross before me.
I'm gonna play from pool.
Yeah, my guys mid blue down.
Go back, blue down.
Bottom down.
I'm going top fire. We're looking for you.
Line. There, hop and B now.
You leave top yellow, absolute. Top yellow, absolute.
I'm flanking bottom bar. I'm flanking low downer.
Okay, that's all. You're kind of deep. Respawn back.
Remember, it's top yellow.
There's 3. Yellow, 1 diner. I think one's top diner as well.
What yellow?
I'm hitting first.
We can play that lead. Oh, we're weak.
Alright, I stay low.
You left street.
I spawn P1 with you.
Guy push me P1. He's down P1.
Spawn back here. They're pushing real C.
You want P1 dead.
Nice, good shit. I'm
I'm trying to help you.
Another guy top down.
I'm on A. P1 spawns possibly.
Top down, dead.
Nice, blast P1. Every P1.
Trying to pick up P1.
P1 right now.
Pick up
P1
P1.
Top blue. Can't fake. We should work B.
We are back. It's a big lead for OpTic through the Astro. Listen and Joe, what were your takeaways?
I am loving this right now, what we just saw. Very calm. They're calling out spawns. Slashers going off, but this setup that they just set, and now they have them trapped. So they held on to C, right? There was all the pressure from Guerrillas. They got that B flag. They held on to C. They had Kenny overextend low side, get to A with Draza. They were able to get A, and then they forced all of Guerrillas to spawn at that first hard point where you want them. They almost get a 3-cap going on. Guerrillas are going to get C back, but I don't know. It was beautiful 2 minutes of domination for OpTic Gaming, where Guerrillas trying to fight back. We'll see if TJ can get them off of B.
Yeah, can they get something rolling over this final like minute and 40 to keep it competitive for the second half? Because right now the deficit, still something you can chip away at. Absolutely something you can overcome, but you can't let that grow to 40 or 50. And it looks like, at least for now, they're going to bring it back second by second, point by point, is they've got that CB control. At number 0 on the map, and Decimate is looking to do a flank all the way around towards those back tracks into Restaurant. We'll see if he can be the difference maker to alleviate some of that pressure off of the B site. And you can see players have to focus on him. I guess TJ that has to turn around. He's able to pick up the kill, but delays the push back towards B. And with 60 seconds left, Guerrillas have done enough, I think, to keep this close. We'll see if they can retain B for the rest of it.
Yeah, 3 go down now. Can they hold on? Nice shots out of Kenny, having a great match here. 10-6. You still have Aqua on the map, but yeah, they're able to take it. I thought that for a second it was going to get neutral. You still have a skirmish around this area, and TJ with 2 big kills. Absolutely guns vivid, but it's Blast up top just trying to hold on. It's a big 30 seconds. A nice 6-point swing if OpTic can get it. To put them up about 20 points. But here comes Guerrillas for the retake.
See if they can get back on it. Just able to at least neutral A for now. Mitigate some of the damage that started early in this game. We'll see what the final tally is going to be as we get ready to head into the second half here shortly. But it was a good opening to the half for OpTic. I think the only thing you can take away from OpTic is maybe there was a chance there for them to really put away this map 3. Like, they could have blown this lead wide open and closed out this game. They don't do that, but you still feel okay about a 15-point advantage.
Yeah, I was just say it could have been much worse. I think it should have been. But Guerrillas, they're able to hold on. They make the most of it. They hit that C flag, that ever so important C flag on Petro. So we'll see now with OpTic Gaming starting on the bad side. That's what's always fun to watch with slasher teams when Yona listen-ins. It's how do they sort of prep for the map? How do they focus on it? What do they want to do? What's their strategy? We saw it a little bit of that first half. Let's see now what they want to do on this second half.
We're going to take a look at them for a moment off the break, but we did hear the comms with OpTic, and shortly I want to hop over to Guerrillas. But let's see how OpTic do here first, just in the opening couple of moments.
Look at the difference.
Draws is looking to get in position.
The difference off the starts, though, they just sort of baited a kill, and now they're going to try and get on B Guerrillas, where we saw OpTic Gaming just sort of hop it. This game's at a standstill right now. Slasher, nice shots on a Decimate, going to get the headshot. But with those 2 kills from Aqua and Blast, this could be the B flag, and it will be.
Well, there's the B cap for Guerrillas. Let's go right into an Astro listen-in with LAG.
One guy. Yep, came back there. On B, guys.
I'm going back to top kit. No, there's a guy, bro. Focus B, I have
You want guys? Middle map, guys. No, draws one shot.
RC
RC1 auto.
Yeah, I know. Back C wall.
I spawn back A, guys.
Another one back C, man. Getting on C now. Draws a back C wall. One bust up.
They're spawning me too.
They got me. They're gonna get C.
Take your time. We got it. We're good. Yep.
Go mid-map, hollow. Mid-map, hollow. One shot, man.
I'll try to kill hollow.
I'll kill hollow,
guys. I got him. One's gonna back up. One's like top food or mid tracks or something. Yo, blue top. Blue TJ. One blue court, TJ.
Yeah, he's still there. TJ got me. TJ, you want to back to blue dome?
TJ blue dome, one shot.
He's gonna go blue. TJ's gonna go blue. There's a guy P1. There's a guy P1, I think.
There's a guy top food.
Could be top bar then. I flashed on P1. I don't see anything top food.
Top yellow.
P1 dead.
Food is good. I have a trap MP.
Water street, guys. Yellow van side.
Yeah.
Omar, weak.
Flash.
Literally one bullet.
You got Omar as well.
Yellow van got me, Kenny.
Oh, don't let them get
Kenny's blind.
Well, I think one takeaway from that listening for me is, like, we talk a lot about the player that can be kind of a nuisance or annoying, or words we use when they kind of get through towards the home cap for the opposition. And TJ was kind of that guy. And you heard the amount of, like, kind of stress and focus on taking them out. He was picking them apart one by one as they were scrambling to deal with it. And I think that kind of hit the nail on the head what we're talking about with that type of play, because you heard it there in the comms.
Yeah, and it's just the way OpTic approached that. Like, they just kept the player alive backseat. You know, they weren't trying to get it to neutral. Like, they were just trying to set up a trap again, and they were able to do it. I don't know, it was like flawless. Like, it was just green in the kill feed. You saw them sort of flip towards the A side. They have the setup they want now. They're up 23. They have CB. They are still slaying so well. This is just very well controlled from OpTic Gaming.
The multi-kill for TJ, back in the 2 cap control. It's getting hot by Guerrillas now. There's the neutral. We'll see if they can finish it, but it is TJ that's going to be working through on the flank. He's got Kenny here to work with as well, and well, it's another multi-kill there for TJ. He goes big, floating through the top side of restaurant to take them off the point, allows his teammates to get right back on it. Now draws it through the smoke, trying to finesse, trying to finish, but can't quite get it through. It's a 23-point advantage with 1:40 on the clock. This looks to be OpTic's game, unless you're basically perfect here from Guerrillas, but you're at a point where what? You're probably going to need a neutral.
Yeah, you need a neutral. Yep. They're going to have to go. And OpTic Gaming know that. They're going to play probably pretty slow. You'll look at Hollow, just holding the riverside. Guerrillas are going to have to try and overextend, make things messy, but more importantly, they have to find the kills at the right time. This does get a little bit scary, though, when you turtle up the way OpTic Gaming is. Things can spiral fast. DJ's going to go down
one
first.
Of those, like, 4 or 5 down situations.
Exactly, and I think Aqua just got behind, but Slasher found some good timing. And after these set of kills, can they get that neutral onto C? You still have one player alive. It's Hollow. TJ with the heads-up play. He's going to head to B. Try to force some attention onto him.
Spawned out. They spawned out. 2 of them are going to flip out. So Draza and Slasher will spawn out. That should allow them to hop right onto A, and that might be the difference there. And that's the risk you run, right? When you're trying to push through for the neutral, that can influence the spawns mightily, and it does. And as they get that A cap, that should seal the game.
Well, and it's just, I think I said Hollow was just staying alive for so long. They just weren't able to find him. You maybe have one more push. Aqua's going to be the first man up, but he gets taken down. But yeah, they played it well. They knew at some point someone was going to probably spawn out with the pressure from Guerrillas. That does happen. And OpTic Gaming going to go up 2-1, and the woes and domination for Guerrillas, it continues.
Yeah, they certainly do. And yeah, I mean, OpTic, what? The difference, really that hot start from the first half, but then I think TJ was really kind of a highlight man with the multi-kills, whether they were delaying Guerrillas' pushes towards B, whether they were removing players from B. Like, around mid-map, TJ had, I think kind of 3 different big moments throughout that second half, and a big part of why they were able to hold on to that lead and close out the game. But yeah, you hit it. That was one that you sort of just automatically chalked up as a win for OpTic. And yes, it has been a pretty good mode for OpTic, and they've been solid there, but it's more just Guerrillas have been so bad.
Well, I guess what's frustrating is we take a look at our stats. It's like, for Guerrillas, you know that you're 3-19 in domination, and you're prepping, and they still felt a little bit outclassed on this map by OpTic Gaming LA, which is worrisome. If they are going to move forward, we'll see if they're able to do so, because they lose one more map, their season's done. Yeah, it's just like incredibly frustrating, because you know that's a weak point. You would hope they put a lot of focus on it, but then when it comes to that match or that map, they were just outclassed.
Joe, I can't tell if it's because of how I have to sit with this backdrop, how close is behind me, or if my head's legitimately twice the size of yours. I mean, I've got a big noggin.
You want me to get closer?
Yeah.
Like real close?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my head's just way bigger than yours. That's embarrassing. I'm just a giant egg.
You got a cranium, dude.
It's the big brain. We're going to take a look at the PS4 damage dealt leaderboard. It's going to be from map 1, the Hardpoint, where Decimate, I don't even remember what he ended up with. He had like 42 the last time we looked at it. He ends up with 4,600 damage. I mean, obviously the big takeaway from that map was what happened with Kenny dropping out of the map, but also, before that ever happened, it was a great start from Guerrillas. They went up 70 early. Decimate was frying, so there were a lot of key positives to take away from Guerrillas as well.
Yeah, and I think what surprised me looking at this is TJ, because when we were on board with TJ, he was around double negative. So obviously, stats don't show the damage. We got the damage here on the damage dealt leaderboard, but TJ putting in a lot of bullets into the Guerrillas.
We're going to take a look now at the Hardpoint restart rules. Now, I don't know exactly when the rule went into effect. It was recently, obviously, as a new rule. But just so you know, with the difficulties that happen in Map 1, this is how it works now. So the Hardpoint restart rules. Total score combined is under 150 points, and disconnecting team is losing by less than 30 points at the time of disconnect. Or total score combined is under 150 points, and disconnecting team is winning at the time of disconnect. So there are a couple different situations in which there will be a restart in Hardpoint. Obviously, there's been some frustrations from the teams and the community, and they've been working to try and find ways to improve that particular scenario, and that is how it's going to work out. If you have any issues with those, I didn't create the thing, so please don't tweet Joe or I. Love you.
It'll probably still happen. But yeah, obviously, you know, that was something League had to focus on moving forward. So we have those in place. But now we're going to St. Petrograd Hardpoint. And for Los Angeles Guerrillas to keep their season alive, they have to win this one. They're down 2-1. Can they go to that ever? So great search and destroy that they want to play in map number 5.
Yeah, let's kind of remind everyone of the stakes, because there might be some people that tuned in late, or I know we had some delays with the audio issue and what went down with Kenny and OpTic. So I know there's been a lot of time that's gone by in this best of 5. So let's sort of remind people, like, this is an elimination match. Loser is done, and you're also playing to move on. And what is it, Joe? $100,000 you win just by winning this one best of 5?
Winning one game. Winning one. Unbelievable.
What would you do with 100 grand, Joe, if you won it right now?
Well, I mean, it'd be 20 grand. What do I do with 20? Well,
let's just, okay, 20 grand. I'm going to pretend you had the full 100 because you're just so incredible. But if you had $20,000, what are you doing, Joe? We going to Vegas together?
No, not right now. Not at this moment. I'm probably not doing anything.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm trying to maybe, I'm building a new deck, so I'd probably just put it towards that in the house.
Yeah, Cat really wants a pool. I just don't know if I want a pool. But it is really hot here in Texas. Maybe I should get a pool.
Maybe you should. I'll come swing by. I'll stay with you for a while.
I like that. You're welcome here anytime, Joe. You can live with me forever.
Okay, let's go. So you definitely need a pool if that's the case.
Yeah. Getting into it, it is time for the map 4 Hardpoint. OpTic looking to close out the series. Guerrillas looking to extend it. We're staying on Petrograd. And it might all come down to this map. What a regain and a bounce back it has been from OpTic. Now maybe we'll see the same from Guerrillas. So much on the line. You see the overall KDs from both teams, both in the same realm. A 0.95 for OpTic, a 0.91 for Guerrillas. And I mean, it's an important stat in the sense of, at least historically in Call of Duty, team out slaying and Hardpoint wins around 85-90% of the time.
Yeah, and just looking at the map records for both of these teams, 2-2 for OpTic Gaming. I believe 2-3 for LA Guerrillas. So not like one of the maps that we see a lot of reps on for either of these teams, but going into the final event, they've put their practice in. As off the start, it's going to be early time for OpTic. You do have a little contest here. Decimate had such a good map 1. He's trying to make the plays, trying to stay alive, and he's doing it. Finessing for so long, buys time for his teammates to roll on through. Nice play out of Decimate.
We'll see how much of this they can hold over the next 30 seconds or so. Kenny's able to take down 2. A little assistance from the explosion as well, but Saints still inside, working in tandem with his teammate to hold on. The early rotation for OpTic comes in from Hollow. He's going to work to get set up Riverside as Kenny looks to set up mid-map, but a healthy bit of time for Guerrillas out the gate.
Yeah, very healthy. That's the worst thing you want, is to lose the first hill and lose the first rotation. But on this rotation, they are finding the kills. You still have the close spawns back pool hall. But Hollow, everybody is just running past you. Everyone is just running through. He's just trying to stay alive. Now he's watching that cross. And it's going to be at a perfect time. 4 go down. You have 1 player left in Decimate. He is still alive, still making plays. Just finessing his life. TJ finally takes him down.
Yeah, I think Hollow just got an awkward timing on Vivid. I believe he looked down Riverside for 1 second. That's when 1 snuck through. But thankfully, his teammates picked it up, and he was able to get the next player that pushed through that alley.
Oh, and I love this from Kenny. He's going right away to Hazmat. Early rotation, so important on Petro. But he was hoping that his teammates were going to get the kills on the hill, and TJ does. But you see where number 1 is. It got a little scary there.
I didn't think so for a second either, but Kenny, that number 1, just tucked away in a corner inside of Hazmat.
With Vivid spawn, they might not know he's here. You would think in the comms they're looking for Kenny. So they're trying to hunt him down, but he's in a great lurking position, and Aqua's just trying to make sure nobody pushes on through.
Surprise! Oh, okay. Well, the surprise did not go how I thought the surprise would go, but that's how surprises work, Joe.
Oh, Kenny gets that kill. Maybe that gets traded, Clint, but I think we're just hoping is that it sort of just freaks Guerrillas out a little bit, right? Like forces them to go a little bit crazy, creates havoc on the map. But a big win by Aqua. But after that, it's been Slasher who's found 3 in a row, controlling middle of the map. The pressure is here from Hazmat side. On the bottom side of the map, though, we talked about early rotations. It's Blast who's going to flip the spawns. Z wins a big one-on-one versus Draza.
Yeah, so now if you're OpTic, you really want to make sure you at least get all of this time, because you're not going to have the spawns for next. But That one kill was a good example of what getting camera and slide canceled looks like, because I don't think Kenny shot his gun before he was dead. He just got smoked, but Guerrillas in a good position despite their fact they're down 20 to go off inside a full hall. You see him backing it up now. Blast working with Vivid to get into that position. Now, this first wave of kills is huge. You can't lose your players around Restaurant early. Otherwise, the pressure can build so fast from the front. And what a good job from Guerrillas to at least delay that. I think it's Aqua that goes massive. That number 7 on the minimap. He's able to shut down 2 of those players, defend the first wave, and you're going to get, what, a free 30 seconds here before the pressure really comes in from OpTic.
I know we talk about Tire Shop a lot on Hackney Yard Hardpoint, it being the best sell, but I think statistically, I think this was number 1, and you sort of see why. It's just so difficult to move all the way across the map, and it just comes down to that one-on-one that Blast was able to win. If Draza wins it, they probably have spawns, or at least he can make a play. But OpTic, not even a contest. They're going to focus on this last hill, and behind it, Guerrilla's going to take a 40-point lead.
Well, if we can get over to Blast, I think he's on 6 in a row right now. And there we go, right over to him. That's going to be the 7th, out to 11 in 5 as Blast is putting on a clinic on Petro in the lead, building and building. Now just eyes on mid-map to pick up the next rotation to Restaurant. Set up at the bar, and that power position will be OpTic. It's going to be Draza. It's in a great spot to lock players down. Not an easy gunfight, and there you saw exactly why. Just a bit of a game of peekaboo from Draza. He's going to pick up a second. He's still going to be alive inside. The contest there for a moment, but a third now for Draza. Him and Slasher hold it down.
And I do not think, I believe Kenny was not playing again. So we just talked about that restart rule. It may come into play because Kenny was behind that bar just, I don't know if he was curious what was inside the glass case, just trying to see what flavored donuts and assortments they have, but you see that number 1 arrow not moving right now. I believe we'll probably restart this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just read the rules and I still don't remember exactly what it was, so we'll see. We'll see what the ruling is going to be. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, because it's like he was fine in the search, fine in the Dom, but something with the hard point. He's moving. No, that's because the number switched. Okay, so there Kenny will drop off the top of it, so TJ will bump up to number 1, and we'll sort of wait to see what the ruling is going to be here in the hard point. Just a reminder that OpTic is up 2-1 in the series. Just, yeah, not a whole lot to discuss, or not a whole lot we can do right now. Is I don't care who you are, you don't have a chance in a 4v5 down 20 in this particular scenario. So just hang tight with Joe and I as we enjoy each other's company and appreciate all of you viewers out there watching, and just wait for the league operations side of stuff to make a call.
I mean, they're still playing. We're still fighting it out. I like that. You know, they're not worried about it. They're just waiting for the refs to do their business. Based on what I saw, it looked like he was around 30 points. So, I was what, less than 150? Yeah, what? I'm sure they're looking at it.
Yep, and that's actually, it's funny, like, I again didn't notice it right away because I was so focused on Draza. Like, Draza was going nuts, seeing him getting kills, and you said it, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, he certainly is not moving on the map. That is a problem.
Yeah. This is a problem. Again, maybe he was just really enticed by the menu that they had. As it looks like a nice cafe. I'd like to get a nice, I don't know, cappuccino and a croissant, but I don't think that was it.
With all this talk about the burritos you could win, and now that conversation, Joe, thanks a lot. I am quite hungry.
Well, I don't know if we're just playing this one through or...
Joe, I've got no idea.
Right.
But they're doing great.
But, yeah, Guerrilla's going to lock that one down. Got a lot of kills in a row. Gonna focus on this rotation to Hazmat.
That makes sense, Joe, given the circumstances. 5 in a row for Aqua and Decimate as well before he drops. We'll just be padding the stats for a moment till we see if this is a restart. It's going to play out. I mean, thankfully, I guess if you're OpTic, if somehow it didn't fit within those rules, you've got yourself a map 5 and Slasher dominant in the search and destroy in game 2. You already saw they regained from the map 1. Can they do it again? I mean, if that's the call and they have to play the map 5 and they end up winning it, that's going to be one of the more ludicrous series wins and signs of resilience we've seen for a team. in my career casting, it's got to be up there. Not ideal. And we understand frustrations for the viewers, but we're doing what we can.
I mean, Maven in here are we're just here.
Just put me in. Put me in, dude. I'm ready. Just put me in. Drop me into the game. I'm ready to fry. I'm not losing a gunfight to Blast. I played Warzone with him. I got this. No, he's actually nasty. Yeah, he's very, very good. What are they? Right. Should be able to close it out. I think on this hard point, just 25 points to get it done. And then we'll just wait.
Reading this again. So wait, I think I read it wrong. Oh, so total score is.
So is it total combined score? Because if it's combined score, they were like close to 250, 300.
Yeah, never mind. I thought it was just one team being at 150. Okay. I read that wrong, so I have no idea.
So I imagine we're going to be going to a map 5. That'll likely be the case of the rules. Yeah, I wasn't sure after you said that. Then you have me thinking that's how it worked. Yeah. It's 250 to 151. Guerrillas get the hard point victory. Not sure what's going on with Kenny in the hard points, but we're gonna show those rules again for those of you at home, because that was the first time, honestly, that I had seen them, and I'm sure it's the first time most of you had seen them as well. All right, so here's a look at the rules. So these are the restart rules. So it is combined. Okay. Because when you first said that, I was
thought it was
confused
just
for
one
a second.
team. That was my fault.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That makes sense. So it's 150 total points. They were past that threshold. So basically, this is to kind of alleviate issues if it happens like the start of a game is really early in a game, and somebody's plagued with that. Unfortunately, in this particular circumstance, it happens a bit deeper. But yeah, Joe, it sucks. There's no way around that, no way to hide from that. Feel for the OpTic guys right now. I'm sure the Guerrillas aren't feeling really good about how this is going in the hard points, but if you're OpTic, I can't believe I'm saying this, but you got to do it one more time. You rebounded from the map 1, you won the map 2. You got to do it here, win the map 5. You certainly got a massive chip on your shoulder now. Feels like everything in the world is against you. Somehow you got to come out and win, and it would be one of the crazier things I think I've seen, Joe.
It sure would be. I believe we're going to Piccadilly. OpTic Gaming, when I looked at this, 0-4, but they had that crazy duel. You remember that with Toronto? Who was it? Like Draza and Cammy. We've seen them go the distance, but we'll see what happens with map 5.
Well, it all comes down to this. It has been an unexpected series without question, but it comes down to one final search and destroy. It's Piccadilly, and we'll be right back out of this quick break.
Want to play Search and Destroy like a pro? Here's some S&D recon from the U.S. Air Force. Piccadilly is a unique map. There's a lot of building cover around the perimeter, but most of the action happens in the wide open streets. There are a bunch of scattered vehicles you can use as cover, but be careful. Some might just explode. This map's long sightlines and environmental hazards make long-range weapons and explosives especially deadly. So, grab a sniper rifle and a grenade, because we're going for first blood. If you're on offense, pull out a sniper rifle and run straight for the scaffolding. This is a great vantage point to catch any members of the defense crossing the bomb site A or B. Let's see how a pro, like Simp, does it. If you're not quite savvy with the scope, run straight out of spawn towards this street light with the frag grenade. Line up these two posts, run, jump, and throw. If you manage to land your grenade near this G, you'll be able to catch anyone on the defense hanging back with snipers of their own. If you're on defense, check out how GodRx works the sniper on B. As soon as he spawns, he runs straight into the bookstore to catch any players making a quick break for bomb site B. From here, he can even catch any enemy sniper's position on the scaffolding. If any players make it all the way to the ambulance, you can toss a frag grenade right at it and blow up anyone lurking behind cover. If you want to catch them crossing to A, give this a shot. Run out of spawn, look to the right, and aim towards this building. This is a common path to get to A, so the enemy might drop a smoke grenade for cover. But if you can predict the enemy's timing like Wuskin can, you might just get lucky and find a pick anyway. There's your S&D recon for Piccadilly. Good luck out there.
That was S&D Recon presented by U.S. Air Force. And why did we show that, Joe? Because that's where we're headed, to Piccadilly. You're going to see the smokes, the snipes, the shots, the angles, and it all comes down to this. Tied up 2-2. We didn't get to this Game 5 in traditional fashion, but we're here nonetheless.
Yeah, we are. I'm excited, I guess, on one end to see what Draza
can do. And I don't hear
on.
Joe. Joe!
All right. Hold on. Can you hear me now, Maven?
There we go, Joe. I got you, buddy.
All right.
I missed you.
So, yeah, I guess I'm excited to see TJ snipe again if he's able to pull that out. We talk about the snipers a lot, see what Draza can do. On the Guerrilla side, can their search and destroy get better? This is what they, where they excel. So we'll see what happens here in map 5.
Well, it looks like we're not going to be starting quite yet. Is Vivid, you can see, is not in his seat. So once we get all the players here, we'll get ready to go. Hopefully, Kenny has gotten back into the mix. Yeah, I can't talk more or make more a testament to the resilience that OpTic has had to show in this series. Slasher would have bounced back game 2. He has been Mr. Map 5 in many situations in his career. He has gone off when he has needed to, whether it's been on the main stage at Champs or in any sort of imaginable series. He's done and seen it all. And this is where the veterans have got to step up, put the team on their back. And what's scary, though, is you kind of mentioned that, Draza and Hollow were kind of the two guys making the plays here, right? Like they were the two guys that were going nuts, the playmakers for this team. And I guess if anyone's going to be fazed by how this series has gone, it might be them. You're just hoping they can get into a position where they're locked in, dialed in, and can make this an epic Game 5 for the ages.
Yeah, just the only difference is Gunrunner is a little bit different for I think a player like Slasher. There's a lot more room to work with. Piccadilly, it's all about just trying to avoid nades. A lot of clutch situations, working those bomb sites. But here's a look at the bracket again. We're starting with losers round 1 today. Legion with a nice 3-0 win over Seattle Surge, so their champs run continues. But we are in the map 5 between these two teams from LA.
Oh, Joe,
I know, man. I'm just
pressure,
heated, dude. Yeah.
I'm heated.
Deep
but
breaths,
like the pressure for this, though, I just can't imagine like what this is like for the players. Just knowing it's all going down right here. The fact that you can move on in this, or you can be done. You can take $100,000 and maybe turn that into more, and it's all decided by one map on Piccadilly. I'm taking a look at the party real quick to see if anyone's in there. I think we are still waiting on some players, so not starting quite yet, but hopefully we're getting to this as quickly as possible. I'm looking forward to this. I love me a good map 5, and just praying this is I guess as crazy as back and forth and as many wild moments as we saw in the game too.
Yeah. I mean, will the pace be the same? I don't know. Piccadilly, a lot of the times it really depends on the snipers. How hot are they hitting their shots, finding those first bloods, sort of opening things up. You can hit middle buses quick. We've seen that very often. We'll see what both these teams bring.
Who are you taking, Joe? Who do you got in the map 5?
I guess go with OpTic just due to the veterans on this squad.
Okay. All right. I think I'm feeling OpTic as well, if they can get into it. But guys, we're going to a quick break before we get to the map 5. Just waiting to get all the players in lobby and ready to go. Thank you for staying tuned. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
In every battle, there is a moment. Most don't even see it. But for others, it's all they see. That move, that shot that separates legend from afterthought. That instance between your name heard round the world and total, deafening silence. Every moment, every battle only has two outcomes. And when it happens, only you can decide what is yours. And now the true battle begins. With all eyes on you, there's no time to rest. No time for excuses. The moment is now. So it's put up or shut up. It's time to prove without a shadow of a doubt that your best is as good as gold. And the only thing that drives you more than the thrill of victory is the fear of being forgotten.
And there's the hype. How many men has he got to run through? That was just easy dominance. They did it.
Here, on the ultimate proving grounds, Call of Duty's elite converge. When that moment stares you in the face, you'll know one thing. Glory isn't given. Glory isn't easy. Glory is taken.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the CDL playoffs. There is another look at that beautiful trophy that all of these teams are playing for. I believe we have the confirmation that Dashi is playing in for Game 5. Kenny having internet problems, which, I mean, you just absolutely have to feel for him and the entire OpTic Gaming team. This is just a worst-case scenario. I know Kenny has put so much hard work into this, but Dashi playing. I guess one good thing for Dashi, you're playing Piccadilly, you can bring out the sniper. But yeah, frustrating times for the OpTic Gaming side.
Joe, do you hear me?
I hear you. I hear you as well.
All right. I think we're good. Okay, I think we're all right. Sorry, I had to get log deck into our audio thing. I think we're ready to rock, baby.
Yeah, so I was just telling them, but Dashi is in for map 5.
Okay, all right. Well, that is unexpected. I did not see that coming whatsoever. The insanity continues, Joe. So yeah, what did we hear? What was going on with Kenny? It must just be like something going on with his internet. I guess his ISP. I imagine is the case.
Some losers hitting him offline. So
okay, well, I'm not sure exactly what's going down, but what a crazy moment this is for Dashi to come and try and fill in. Dashi, for those of you maybe that just started watching this year, he has been one of the more prolific players in the world over the last couple of years. This year was a little bit awkward with this particular team. They were a little bit too heavy, like an AR position. So they make some changes, and now you're being asked to come in this spot and go huge. I can't even imagine what is going on in his brain right now, but I guess there's part of me also that's excited to see if he can come in and make an impact. What a story that would be.
It's gonna be tough having to fit into a game mode like Search and Destroy. All the practice that OpTic Gaming have put into Kenny, you're gonna probably have to switch some things up. I'm not sure where Kenny was playing bomb side wise, but Dashi, great sniper. So maybe you can make it work with him just watching crosses. I don't know the last time Dashi's played in S&D Piccadilly. That's another thing. So we'll see. I don't know. It should be wild.
I think one of what the crazy thing about it, when like Dashi and TJ joined that, old OpTic roster, and the talk was about how much that team needed to improve in Search and Destroy. And you think back to that first event, in Black Ops 4, was it Vegas, the first event, where they were the number 1 and number 2 in Search and Destroy. They were this young duo that led the way in Search. Like, we know his prowess and his impact in the past. Now, he's been lights out in most modes, don't get me wrong, but like where his impact was needed to be felt immediately was Search. So he can be a very good player there, and there's that tandem there with TJ. How fast can it click? Because you're getting called in when you haven't practiced with the team. We don't know the last time he's really put in any kind of Search work. I imagine for the most part, since he's been on the bench, he's been streaming, playing Warzone, looking at content creation. But the good thing for him, he is one of the more raw, naturally gifted players that I've ever watched play the game. So maybe if there's someone that's going to come in that can win some key gunfights for you, go clutch. Because I don't know, like with a player like Dashi, it's not like he's ever had the best comms or necessarily been the best team player. He's just been that hard carry, the guy with like the highlight moments. So maybe you can get a couple of these here. And I guess my point to that is just maybe it'll be easier for him to kind of slot in than some people. I don't know, but I can't fathom this predicament for OpTic. I don't know that I've seen anything like this before, and it's going to be insane.
Yeah. Yes. You talk about if he's playing a lot of Verdansk, a lot of Warzone, maybe his snipers should be on point. We've played a lot with him and Pomage. He can absolutely go off. He's not going to be running around with the Car 98, of course, but we'll see what he can do. But Again, I guess this is just one of the maps where it's gonna be tough because Kenny, we know the sort of role that he plays, but you do have players like TJ and Draza who can play that selfless role and get them a lot of map pressure.
Oh, well, Joe, this has been one of the more interesting best of fives of my career, and I've been commentating, I think, going on 7 years. I am happy I'm doing this with you.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know, it is. There's no way around it. It certainly is. But you've got a fifth map to do it. Now, where we thought the conversation was mostly around the resilience of this team to bounce back and getting Kenny back in, now you just add another layer to it with what Dashy is going to be able to do. I mean, this is part of the reason you have substitutes. I know this is not a situation you ever foresee happening, but this is part of the reason you have substitutes, and maybe he can come in and do it. I'm trying to think the last time. What was the situation with 100 Thieves? Wasn't it what? It was Priest that got sick at the event, and Pharaoh had to fill in. They were like already in like top 4, top 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty wild. And well, unfortunately, it didn't go super well.
No, they lost. Yeah. I mean, you hope that it's tough for him since he's not like he didn't compete in like the challenger scene, right? To just sort of be in form. I imagine what we're probably waiting for right now. I don't even know. I'm surprised Dashy was up and at him. So, you know, his sleep schedule is a little bit backwards, but he's up, and maybe they're just giving him some time to warm up. So maybe that's what we're waiting on before he gets into this game. But there's a look at the schedule presented by the U.S. Army. We're focusing on today with OpTic Gaming and Guerrillas. Tomorrow starts winners round 1 with London versus Ultra starting things off, followed by New York and Minnesota. So yeah, we're just getting started.
Yeah, this is cool. This is why I kind of like the schedule with the way it's working. And I know, you know, maybe it can be difficult for players in some degree. Like you're coming in playing one match, but like I guess I like it from maybe like a viewer experience in the sense of it's not like, you know, 32 teams, 4 different streams, trying to grind it out in one weekend. Like you can really kind of have like highlights and focus and content on a couple of matches a day. That's all we're watching. That's all the focus is on. And that's how it's going to continue for the next couple of days. It's kind of put up or shut up, come out with a fire. It's just going to be a crazy week. I mean, this is probably, I think Call of Duty players are some of the most resilient and versatile players on the planet. When you think about the fact that, unlike a lot of esports, we change titles every year, and that's a wild dynamic. You have to adjust to an entirely different game every year, and now this might be one of the more difficult positions. You know, competing online for this amount of money they've ever seen, and just to see who's going to step up and make it through. It's so wild to me. It is so wild. But there's a look at, you know, kind of Dashy and where he was, and he started the year. It was all over the place, like with Dashy, right? Like he was running M4, then Slasher was going M4, and then he found some success with the MP5, and then like the last couple of events, like I think he had like a 0.5 or something overall. Like the last event before we subbed out was really not good for him. But it's just he's been in like this turmoil, this crisis of what role he's going to be. And obviously that applies a little bit more to Respawn.
Well, and I think too, it's sort of unfortunate. As soon as he, got off the starting lineup, the game sort of switched to that double AR M4 role where he would have probably flourished. Him and Slasher would have been such a deadly duo. But it was about him running that MP5 and just wasn't comfortable. But it sounds like the game is starting. Here we go, Maven.
Yeah, here we go. Game 5. Piccadilly Search and Destroy. The winner moves on. The winner gets $100 grand guaranteed. And then the question is, how far can they go? For OpTic, you're trying to battle what has probably been the most testing competitive series of your entire career. For Guerrillas, through all the nonsense, through all the headache of this series, you're just trying to close it out. But with everything that's happened, it comes down to this, and what can Dashy do? I can't imagine being in this position, but it has been the Hollow and Draza show a lot for them, and this is kind of what we expected. Put the snipe in his hand, right? That's where he's comfortable. That is where he has made a career and been one of the top snipers in the game. Can he hit some clutch snipes for the squad? But it's TJ that goes big early. He's able to take down 2 with the M4.
Yeah, you had a lot of pressure B side from Guerrillas. They try to get up middle of the map, but TJ's watching the cross. Dashy up top. You still have 2 players around middle. Buses, 1 up top, the store, and Aqua watching over that A site. But I like this from OpTic Gaming. Slow it down a little bit. You have the man advantage. A lot of the nades went off. Try to work another pick, and then you can work that bomb. TJ is just waiting for the call. Still has his hand on a smoke too, I believe, and there it goes out.
Well, Aqua from this window. What is he going to be able to do? But Dashy is going to get caught now into a 3 versus 3 with 35 seconds left, and they still have to work this plant. Aqua in the best spot to shut this down. There's the smoke, and here we go. Frag is going to be out over the top. Looks like he goes a little bit deep. Draz is able to get the bomb down. TJ able to pick up his 3rd kill of the round as TJ now working on the ace. It's all going to come down to Aqua and Blast to go huge. They know Aqua's position based on the frag grenade coming in through the top window. As they look to work this retake, Hollow's going to drop. Now a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, and that's the problem when you die in the flank. You sort of get choked out. TJ, Draza, they know both positions. You have Aqua looking over. 7.5 to defuse, though. They have to go. Flash trying to do what he can. He's able to work on through, but TJ is 4th of the round. Give him the ace, TJ.
Give him the ace.
He gets it
Give
as
him
well.
the ace.
All 5 for TJ in round number 1.
What a way to make a statement out the gate. TJ, Mr. Ice, with all 5 to win the round. Unbelievable start to this game 5. Well, I didn't see that coming, Joe.
No, I didn't either. But I mean, we've seen some crazy individual stat lines on this map, and he just finds them all. They all run into his M4. The Gorilla is now on the attack. It's Vivid. Solid play this way on Gunrunner. He's doing it on Piccadilly. Smoke right up the middle of the map. And guess what that turns into? It turns into a first blood.
Well, it's a big key kill. You get the guy just dropped an ace on your forehead out of the map. So TJ drops. Vivid is able to take down 2, but then Dashy with the pistol does eventually get the trade. Now into a 3 versus 3 we go with just under a minute on the clock. The bomb has worked up towards that A site. It looks like he's going to wrap this out as both of his other players are working up towards B, and the guy in defensive position there is going to be Hollow from OpTic.
Yeah, he's just behind the phone booth. They know he's there. Dashy, though, watching across, has to hit a shot. Yeah, a little cold. Got the MP5, though. They need to help out Hollow. They need to help him up. He's trying to finesse. Dashy's going to hit a shot. Hollow with another one. 3 versus 1. The, I guess, new form duo working well together. There is Dashy with the snipe.
There it is. Put him where he's comfortable. A sniper in his hand. A little bit slow on the first shot, but he ends up picking up 2. And there you see it. The AX-50 shot on point. 2 in the round, and 2-0 edge to OpTic. Dude, I can't even imagine the state of Dashy's brain right now, but he hits the shots.
He's probably wiping crust out of his eyes.
Yeah, probably.
Just cracked up in a game fuel.
Central. Yeah, cracked up in a game fuel. Just rolled out of bed, just glad he answered his phone.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a fast plan from OpTic. They're looking to get this down quickly, and Hollow, there's the pick mid-map, will get caught as he tries to wrap out. Slasher falls as well as Saints is going massive, but the bomb has been planted. Now OpTic just have to hold.
And there's probably the difference, right? It's usually probably Kenny in the position that Hollow's in. We usually see Hollow with an M4. Dashy, though, trying to play his life on the flank. Can he stay alive? Draza trying to do the same around. He's calling for help. Vivid, though, with a nice flank. And there we go. They're going to be able to get down that retake.
It's a big retake. You cannot go down 0-3. They're able to go huge. They pick OpTic apart 1 by 1, and they get that defused. But, yeah, I know we're talking a lot about OpTic, and it's not to take focus away from Guerrillas. Yes, 100%. The story is on them. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. So, to any Guerrillas fans, apologies, but with how this series has gone, the fact they have a sub in a map 5, we've got to highlight some of the changes, and I think you kind of nailed it there talking about Hollow.
Yeah, I mean, usually you see him with an M4, right? Yeah, Kenny's usually the guy hitting that middle buses, so, you know, they swap positions, swap roles, and puts people in a tough spot. Back on defense now. And it's going to be a fast A hit out of Guerrillas as they get set up. Slasher not able to dodge that nade, but what can Draza do through this smoke? The spot 1, I love this position. Takes out the bomb carrier, bomb not down. Draza with 3. The snap is on point. He knows, though, that Vivid has pushed on through.
You had an ace from TJ. Now a triple from Draza to make the play. 4 versus 2 numbers to OpTic.
This is just a round.
Yeah,
you cannot throw these rounds away. They are so spread out. Draza needs to do his best to play his life. At least if he gets taken down, maybe there needs to be a trade. And there we go. Hollow works the flank, able to take down Decimate.
It's all on Vivid now. He's been the search and destroy phenom for Guerrillas. Can he make the 1v3 happen? You're pretty spread if you're OpTic. Just cannot get picked apart. Clock is on your side. Vivid's been spotted. He is able to pick up bomb. The stun comes through on the cross. The crossfire is there, and OpTic now take a 3-1 edge. And what you talk about round one, the first round victory, it's all TJ. Second one they get, a couple of nice snipes from Dashy. Here, the triple from Draza, just individual moment after individual moment, stepping up for OpTic Gaming to get their 3-round wins.
Well, and again, that's what I was talking about with Piccadilly. This is like best case scenario because you can get away with individual plays. This is a map where that can happen, as we've already seen it 2-3 rounds where you had TJ, Draza. So it's like the one, I guess, shining thing for OpTic. They go right back to this A-hit. Draza, he's got a smoke down, he's got a trophy out. Hollow, trying to get aggressive. New roll for you, buddy. He's in a good spot. Here's the nade click. Can he get 2? He can. He plays his life through the smoke.
And it's another individual moment for OpTic Gaming. Can he find a third? He can. Blast is going to drop. They're getting picked apart, but Vivid and Aqua now try to bring it back in a 2 versus 3. 30 seconds to work the defuse. Dead silence pop from Vivid. As he's hunting, can he get in behind both? I think he just got spotted. The call-out's going to be in from Dashy. The trade should be there. The snap on point for Vivid, but simply not good enough. Now Aqua, not a lot of time to go, and Hollow closes it out. 4-1 for OpTic. And in the same story. What, Hollow now with 4 in this round?
Yep.
So 5 for TJ, a 4 for Hollow, a 3 for Draza. Unreal rounds from OpTic.
And this is exactly what you need. You need your individuals to step up, and they are getting it. On the Guerrilla side, I mean, well, you just got to watch your smokes now. What, Draza did it at one time. Hollow that last time. Watch the smokes. They're pushing on through. Somebody just look at it. It's not a wall. People can run through those things, Maven.
Dashy able to hit the sniper through the smoke. Straight beams from Aqua. As he will put him down. Guerrillas desperately need a round. They look like they're going to get here. 4v2. B site basically open outside of TJ.
Draza loves this car, though. That's usually where he makes plays. What can TJ find?
Nice shots.
With nice shots.
Nice shots.
Double headshots coming in, and Guerrillas needed that one. They needed to slow things down. I thought with the first blood coming through, it's a little bit crazy, but they respond with 3 of their own.
Yeah, some crisp and 4 shots, and that was like the one round we've seen really just a team roll. Just rolled them. The other round was kind of that intense retake this time. Just bully their way through on offense. It was a 6-4 victory for OpTic in the map, too. Now looking at a 4-2 lead. Eyes on the cross. He saw one sprint across, just can't quite hit the shot as everything kind of exploding in front of him. Smokes, cars blowing up.
And you know what I love about this
How
game?
aggressive this is.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it plays out. TJ, he thought he was in a spot 1. I actually really liked it from OpTic, though, because they've been so fast at A. They're hoping Guerrillas are going to run at them, and they did. I thought they were just sort of laying down a trap. They're finding the kills they need, as Vivid is the lone man towards the B site. You see the mid-map control. That is one thing you give up. They played a little bit of a slower pace. Now a 2 versus 4. Yep.
Bomb down all the way towards the A site. And another sensational round from Guerrillas. They pick them apart again. The aggression towards mid-buses pays off. And yeah, what looked like it could be a trap. That's not how it goes, as Aqua gets the entry. Aqua also closes out the round with a kill onto Slasher.
I liked it from OpTic, though. They went A really fast, both off the start. That warrants a response from Guerrillas. And they got it. TJ was in a position maybe to find a kill. It almost looked like there was just like too many players on him. Wasn't sure which player to shoot, and he gets caught.
TJ's really slowed down. He was a 5-0 to start.
Yeah.
1-6 since that point.
Yeah, well,
Vivid with the
1-7.
first blood. Ock with another pick. This might be 3 rounds in a row where OpTic just gets shut down. That's a killing spree. 5 in a row for Aqua. Ashy's got the M4 out this time around, but it's not going to matter as Vivid gets right up in his face.
Still have time to work with. 2 versus 3. They have an idea where everybody is. Why are you challenging that? I have no idea. 2v2.
20 seconds to go.
Saints is in a bit of an off angle, though.
Slasher. Saints able to catch him the trade there from Hollow, but the trade comes through for Guerrillas as well. The 4-1 lead for OpTic disappears. We are all tied up at 4-4 as Guerrillas come roaring back into this map 5.
Yeah, 3 rounds in a row, and they've done it with their teamwork in those M4s. Just taking over mid-map control. OpTic's turn now. Try to make some adjustments. Whoa, now what do they go back to? Maybe right back to that fast A plan. It's been working out for them.
They're right back to it. Hollow, last time he got through here, remember he gets the triple.
Switched it up.
And he finds some success. Well, there he's able to spot one. Almost didn't finish it. Can't slide on to the second. I think he got a shot or two in, and the kill did get finished. So 4v3 now for OpTic, looking to get their 5th round on the board. It's a fast plant. Slasher just gets away with his life. Aqua can't quite finish it, and that's the frustrating one.
Yeah, and how do you retake this now with Slasher up there? All he has to do is peek the bomb. So with Slasher getting in that position, Dashy working the flank.
Guess what? He can still shoot straight.
He still shoots real straight. Now 1 round away.
Are we still doing the burritos here? Or is it just for map 2? I don't even know. Is it every round 11?
I hope so.
Oh, yeah, because we're getting close again. They're teasing us, Joe. They are teasing us. 5-4. Dashy, I mean, what more do you want? He's 6-6.
Yep.
Great. Right? Great. That's an unreal stat line for somebody coming in and filling in a map 5 like this. Cold not playing in the rest of the series. But what a job he is doing. But Hollow is the guy. Hollow is 12-7 as Dashy hits the snipe, though. That's a first blood. And will that be the first domino to close out one of the weirder best of 5s we've ever commentated? Some big quality kill. Beams there from Vivid. Yeah, that's a huge one.
It's a huge kill. Plus you have Dashy inside with a sniper, so he can only do so much on the cross. TJ, Nate hits him, so he freaks out a little bit. LA, they slowed this round down big time. Dashy's got to be careful. Does get away. And Vivid, I mean, he is just taking fight after fight. Talk about confidence. 11 kills in this game. But there's Dashy. Hits another one. Challenge me again, sir. I got a new angle.
He's hitting the snipes. He's going massive as a substitute in this map 5. Now Draza, he gets so much information there. Gets so much information. Now got to reposition top. Did he catch him off a bomb? No, it's Dashy. Hit another snipe as he's got 3 in the round. 5 in a row. Dead silence out as he's feeling himself. They can close it out here. Slasher peeks the edge. It's all to Saints. Saints last man up. He's been spotted. Draza and TJ have got to get the trade, and there it is. The kill is in for OpTic. They're going to get the series win. And what an unbelievable sequence it was. I have not seen anything like it. And Joe, I'll tell you what. You can tell me I'm an idiot if I am, and I don't know if I'm just caught up in the moment. But that has got to be one of the more impressive and ludicrous best of 5 wins that I've ever seen from a team.
That was absolutely remarkable. As a player, as I used to be a player and have to deal with that stuff, I mean, I think the entire world watching was rooting for OpTic Gaming in LA and the stuff they had to deal with. That was something to watch, honestly. So they survived the day, and that's what's important for Guerrillas.
That's a good word, survive.
It was a roller coaster of a year for them, but that is going to do it for their first season here at the COD League. But OpTic Gaming goes 5 maps, man. You bring in Dashy. You hit some snipes. He goes big for him, dude. 9 and 7. What else do you want? But it was the individual plays from Hollow, from TJ, from Draza. They closed it out, and honestly, I'm clapping for him. Really, I am. That was special.
It was. That was absolutely special.
And hopefully we never
special,
have to deal with that again.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Please.
But speaking of special, let's take a look at the scuff play of the game. It's going to be TJ, round 1, the ace, to start off that remarkable game 5. What a round from TJ to kick it off.
Yeah, he's just watching the cross here. Again, early aggression from Guerrillas, Saints, and Vivid just trying to take it to him. And why not, right? Round 1, I guess, like, hey, let's run a dashy, hey, you know? But TJ's got his back. And then they slow things down. I like this, right? Guerrillas are thinking they're going to go for the bomb plan soon. Maybe we can get numbers back in our advantage if we can sort of just worry about the bomb planner. They slow things down early in this round 1, and then everything goes TJ's ways.
And we'll watch him just pick apart the Guerrillas. And I mean, from here, he struggled, right? Like, he went from 5-0 to 6-6, but then what? Draza steps up with the triple, Hollow steps up with 4, Dashy starts hitting snipes. Like, what a ridiculous game 5 it was. And yeah, I can't think of anything like it that I've seen in my years commentating. Just unbelievable. And a ridiculous way to kind of kick off playoffs. But TJ, what a moment it was. And you just got to think, a moment like that, like, not only does that gas him up, but you know that just, if Dashy was feeling the nerves, or if Dashy was coming in like a little worried, like, you watch your buddy, your S&D duo, and TJ just come in an ace, like, I just got to think that does something for you. It has to.
And again, I think any other map, and we're in some big trouble here. We're in some very big trouble. But it ends up being Piccadilly, which is the best thing for OpTic Gaming. The best thing for them.
Wait, a reminder for those watching, what was OpTic's record on this map coming into it?
0-4. Now, they've had some crazy games, and Draza and Hollow have always played well on this map.
But a hell of a time to win your first Piccadilly Search and Destroy, Joe. A hell of a time.
Yeah, absolutely. So they move on as we take a look at our updated bracket. They're going to be waiting for one of the losers up top. Between those first 2 winners round 1 matches we're going to be watching tomorrow. It's the first day of playoffs, Clint. I'm already... I don't know, dude. I'm restless now.
I need more. I need more. This is going to be just a crazy weekend. You know, you saw the wild gameplay. We have the giveaways going down with various things you can win, from a scuff controller to, also looking through the burritos that are be going out throughout the course of the broadcast. And, one of the other crazier things we're going to be highlighting this week, and I believe it's going to be on Saturday, right? Like, that's going to be when we find out who our Astro MVP is going to be. And we showed throughout the course of the last couple events, like day by day, who the finalists were going to be. And now we find out who takes the cake, who for this regular season was the best player, who had the most impact on their team. And it's just a difficult decision, because you watch that throughout, regular sports, and, how much drama there is, whether it's voting around MVPs or Hall of Famers or whatever it is. Like, it is so tough, and everyone's got a different opinion on who it's going to be. And it's stacked with regards to the finalists. I'm excited to see who's won, because I actually have no idea right now who won. Don't know.
I have a couple ideas in my head, I think. I know we looked at the finalists. I think we have a good idea who won. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. It is a heck of an award.
Well, Joe, thank you for attending that roller coaster with me. I think you vomited halfway through.
Thumbs up, bro.
My hair was going crazy in the wind. Never seen anything like that. Wow, just unbelievable. Yeah, to your point, I hope I don't see it again. But at the same time, like, I guess thankfully it ended with kind of a feel-good story with Dashy coming in. The fact they were able to close it out, like, what a narrative and storytelling piece that was. I know not under the best circumstances, but it had drama. It didn't lack drama. It didn't lack pressure. The stakes so high. OpTic move on, and I'm wondering if, like, that is one of those series and one of those moments that propels this team, that propels that team to make an actual run, to make an actual deep run in this thing. Because we've seen it at a lot of champs in the past, where it's like one series or one play, like one moment.
100Ds last year with Kenny and Slash. They're down 0-2 in a game 3 control. Like,
it was it was like 2 alive versus 9, or 2 versus 7, or whatever it was.
I don't know, but yeah, they had to do it. I don't know if it's worse than this, but they had to pull off some crazy stuff already in their careers.
They certainly have, but that's going to do it for Joe and I for the match. We've got an interview coming up next. We've got Lando that's going to be sitting down with Draza. Cannot wait to hear from Draza what that experience was like. That monster 3-piece in the Game 5. Don't miss the interview. Up after this break. That is sensational from OpTic. Kenny lighting it up at range.
Absolutely ripping his way through those players. The kills just don't stop for Dashi.
OpTic Gaming have done it. And it's Slasher. And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic.
TJ, the shots, he's only gone and got it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Call of Duty League playoffs. It is day number 1, and boy, has it been an interesting one. And now it's time for your instant reaction, brought to you by PlayStation. I'm Lando, and joining me is Draza from OpTic Gaming, Los Angeles. Draza, what, man? I know currently under these worldwide circumstances, it isn't obviously what anybody wants, but how has it been preparing for your first ever postseason?
Yeah, I mean, preparing's, I just need to just do the job that I came here to do, and everything else will fall together.
Now, obviously, like kind of being alongside veterans, guys who've kind of been in this, champs have been in this champs grand final, even kind of obviously won it, and someone like Slasher. How's it kind of been for you and Hollow kind of going on this journey, if you will, starting obviously in Challengers together, getting the call up here from OpTic? How has it kind of been going from that and then now being onto, obviously OpTic Gaming here?
Yeah, I mean, me and Darian, we were on UIU in the Challenger scene, and we got some pretty high placements, but honestly, going to playing with Champs with the players that we were playing with is absolutely insane, and neither of us would think of this year especially. And to have like players who have played so high /1 COD Champs is just so nice to be able to play with them.
Definitely. Well, I want to focus quickly, obviously, before we let you go, on that Game 5 Search and Destroy. Dashy gets the call and clearly answers it, right? Bruce finishes off 9 and 7, has some big snipes, really kind of in collection with a number of different highlight plays from guys like yourself. We saw Hollow, TJ, a number of different highlight moments. But what was it like having Dashy step in that moment?
I mean, obviously, like we want Ken to be in Game 5, but Dashy is a really good sniper, and we happened to have Piccadilly last map, so that fitted him really well. And he just played off like what we were doing and just hit his snipes, and he played amazing.
He definitely did, man. He definitely, like I said, answered the call, and it is going to be OpTic moving on. And of course, that was your instant reaction brought to you by PlayStation. Draza, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck to you and the team in the rest of the tournament.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, our day number 1 matches are over, but there is still a lot to cover. When we come back after the break, it's Lighting, Nameless, and Pac-Man with a day 1 recap here at CDL Playoffs.
And OpTic Gaming closing it out. It's Slashers OpTic. They needed it. Now walk away with the W.
Blackout.